Honorable young Okolegbe. Kelare young Egbele si dona we kepio. Honorable young Egbele si dona we kepio. Wọ́n ké pákólẹ̀ lábẹ́ wọn kẹ́píó lábẹ́ wọn kẹ́píó. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ abẹ́ pákólẹ̀ lábẹ́ wọn kẹ́píó. Akẹ́kọ̀ọ́síà lẹ́nu lọ́kẹ̀yà ọ̀nàfùmọ̀ nọ́kàlẹ̀. Kwa sugu kadọ́ kwa yìgùkú wa kwa ló mbéwé kadọ́ kwa ló sugu kadọ́ district number A. Yebalage lokeya Larry le number 1 ka o Oga baka mi yongo Egbele o Oga gonle le we yongo Egbele o Best representative of the year Yongo Egbele Isu Stana yongo Egbele kempia District number A Kaono yi we adona Soko pa yi pompe yongo Egbele do. Dia yi pompe yongo Egbele do. Zabe sukuka yongo Egbele bumono. Yade mo yi pompe yongo Egbele do na. Si yongo Egbele bumono. Can we palabo yongo Egbele bumono? Nene guan. WP never clear. Market WP never clear. CMC Junction bus stop. Yongo Egbele do. Tupuyi sukuka yongo Egbele bumono. Yagbaga mi onima yongo Egbele number 1 ka o. Lare yongo Egbele si dona we kepio. Lare yongo Egbele si dona we kepio. Wana ke pakole labie won kepio. Ewe amle pakole labie won kepio. Domi pene kokle pa koyawi. Pratukuka yongo Egbele bumono. Nyeyi sukuka yongo Egbele bumono. Tupuyi sukuka yongo Egbele bumono. Yale mo yi pompe yongo Egbele bumono.
I don't know how to characterize it, right, for the president. Because if I use the word insensitivity, apparently I would be or becoming a little bit uncouth. But to leave your country in such crisis and go for that length of time, France, Egypt, and then the World Cup is around, I hope he's not going to stay there to do some work, he's going to Doha and the rest of it. And so these issues, to me, I talk to Flag into it can be recorded for the record. The legislature took note of the level and length of time that the president is going to move out and sent to be corrected. I understood that the finance minister is supposed to be finding a way to addressing these crucial issues regarding the census is on that trip. And if it is true, then it is just about a time that we ought to make or break the census, because there is no way I can provide oversight over a system that has already been prepared to fail.
Yongo, what does the law say relative to the travel of the president?
My friend, the law was there to guide the process. Common sense takes precedence when the need arises, and such is the time in this country. Once you don't have assurance that there's food for your people to continue to eat without developing into crisis, once the election that everybody is looking up to is almost in crisis, we wanted to do biometric. Up to this time, there is problem with the procurement process in the biometric system. Our citizens are saying that they're not prepared to go through an experimentation. Imagine we are also doing the census biometrically, digitally, and we have one problem after another. I thought these dubieties could not be left behind for a president to go for almost a month as if things are perfect. This is the issue, whether the constitution speaks to that or not, conversation should prevail.
So, Yahweh, as it stands now, the letter being read in plenary is been noted. So, in my opinion, nothing stops the president from traveling. So, what are you going to do, as a member of the parliament?
Those of us who believe in the Bible, go and evangelize. Conviction is that of the Holy Spirit. I have made my case. Payday is coming. Right? 2023, right? I'm here to inform that all of us not yet, we are not rubber stamp in this place. We call people attention to it. That's the highest degree of insensitivity that anybody can recall. Your people are not taking pay. Things are not going correctly. Election not going correctly. Then you want to leave.
And so, folks, who would like to say good evening and welcome to the Heat Hour program here this evening on BKS TV. Welcome again to the most talk show right now in Nimba County and its environs. My name is Junior Payne, your regular host of the show. Tonight is going to be super heavy as we will be hosting Honorable Larry P. Yonkoi, former representative of Electoral District 8, Nimba County, and also a member of the CMC. He will call his position to us here tonight on the show. And we'll be discussing several issues. All of the guests, all of the panelists are in the back. Mr. Jacob Bantu of Voice of Tapata is also in the back. We're going to be bringing all of them on very shortly. So, Honorable Yonkoi join us here tonight to discuss national politics, local politics. When I say local politics, we're talking about Nimba politics. And of course, some developments within the county. Honorable Larry will be our guest tonight on the show. We'll be discussing the governance under President Joseph Joman Boakai. What's their progress, their stagnation. He will be evaluating the administration so far. And we're also going to be asking him, during the 2023 campaign, a lot of youth vow for this government. But are the youth participating within the government? Do they have a space within the government? Honorable Yonkoi will be telling us everything here tonight. And we're also going to dive into Nimba politics very, very deeper. We're going to ask him all of the tough questions. For example, the political influence of Nimba in national affairs. When election is coming around, we see all of the top political figures coming to Nimba to ask the people of Nimba to vote for them. But after the election, what does Nimba stand to benefit? We'll be asking all of the questions here tonight. Honorable Yonkoi is in the back. Our CEO2 is in the back. Mr. Jacob Bantu of Voice of Tapata is also in the back. And Shadrach Thomas Duoki is also in the back. Mana Lorena Donke is in the back. Honorable Yonkoi has also joined us. So let's go for our panelists, and we will dive into the conversation here this evening. Mr. Bantu, good evening. Welcome to the show. How you doing, Chief?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty fine. Thank you so much for inviting me on this show. We will play our role of relaying or simulcasting this program for the benefit of our people here in Lower Nimba.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Bantu. It's great having you on the show here again. Mana Lorena, good evening and welcome to the show. You look good this evening. How you doing, ma'am?
Bluetooth mode. Yeah, good evening. Thank you. I would prefer you look good this evening as always. But thank you anyway.
As always, sorry. My bad. I'm really sorry. You look fabulous. Always, you look great. You look really, really good. And great to have you on the show. Being the lone female here, as always, you coming on. We are really great to have you on the show. I don't know how to say CDC Shadrach Thomas Duoki Sr. Good evening and welcome to the show, Chief. How you doing?
Thank you, all panelists, brothers and sister. I want to say thank you to you all and welcome again to every one of us. I'm always good as usual.
Great, it's great having you here tonight, Chief. CEO, what's up? You smiling the video today?
The BR, no, maybe you didn't watch the game, but BR.
No, I'm just asking you. I'm asking, what are the video today?
2-2. We stole 1 point for them. Yeah, but it's great having all of you here tonight. And again, my sister, I thank God she corrected you. You can tell her, you look good today. She said, you look good as always, as usual. So it's going to be a great show. I'm excited. Thanks to our followers for following. And before we get our guests on here, I think today and tonight in Liberia, we'll start announcing the great news to our people. We will be breaking ground on our new project in Ganta on the 15th of this month by the grace of God. We're bringing our branch, BKS Radio. We'll be branching out to Ganta. And the groundbreaking ceremony will be held on the 15th. So to all our followers and well-wishers, you guys are all invited to this remarkable program, historic program in Ganta.
As the legal representative representing Madam Lorena Donker, we will be taking you to court for contempt. You didn't call our mom first to tell her about the groundbreaking ceremony, and you had now say on the radio, don't say that me tell you to do it. Don't say that me tell you to do it, CEO. Don't say that me say it. But again, it will be a great show tonight. Honor Larry Yonko is already in the back. Let's go for this break, and when we come back, we will be bringing Honor Yonko on to kickstart the conversation here this evening. Stay with us. And so, folks, good evening. Welcome once again to the show here this evening. Or you don't quite be listening to us, please turn on your camera and let's start the conversation here this evening. Let's recognize some of our followers that are following us. Mr. Kelvin Lisele is watching us this evening. Kelvin, welcome to the show. Mr. Jura G. Mago is also watching us this evening from Rwanda. He's saying Rwanda. Jura, welcome to the show. Ando Wanda is also following us from 44 Community, Ganta City. Ando, welcome. Fumba Tori is also watching us this evening. Fumba, welcome. Harrison L. Boy is also watching us from Bemambo Town. Harrison, welcome to the show too as well. Lua NDP is also watching us from Soul Clinic. Lua, welcome to the show. It's great having you on here. Please help us to share the show with other people. My brother Chris Silly, CDC Chris Silly just joined us. The name looks great, man. CDC Chris Silly. Really fantastic. You can see the rhyming in the name, CDC Chris Silly. And so Mr. Jacob saw you. He's laughing. Oh, man, Chris, you got to do something. You got to do something. But let's start with what's on your mind. Let's start with you, Madam Lorena. Welcome. Let's hear you. Let's give you 2 minutes. What's on your mind this evening? After you will go to Mr. Bantu. After Mr. Bantu, we'll go to Shadrach. Shout out to Grace while we stay with our guests. And let me recognize veteran Mafosin and Davis. Veteran, welcome to the show. It's great having you here too as well. Always. Welcome. And Lorena, if you are there, the floor is yours.
And I think our guest is in the back.
You rejoin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. That's great. Honor Yonko, good evening and welcome to the show this evening. How you doing? You are muted. Let me try to unmute you real quick. Let me try to do that. Okay, you can do it from your end because I'm trying it here and it's not working. Great. You are okay now.
Yeah, good evening to all. Good evening to all. It's a pleasure for me to be on your show this afternoon or this evening for me in Liberia.
It's great having you on here. On your quay, as always. when we are interacting with you, it's almost like some of us would call it a lecture. So it's great having you here. You know, many of us know you, and there are a few people too who listening to you might not know you, where you're from. And let's start a conversation with your name, where you hail from, your educational background, your professional history, and where you currently, serve.
Well, at our level, giving our own contribution to national discourse and our own age, we don't need to be introduced. We can only be presented. And since I have been given the honors to present myself, I can only say this much. I am a son of Nimba, specifically Gipo Township, within Nimba County Political District number 8. I started my school in Flompa in 1968. And I went to PSN for 1 year, went to Mother Tubman for 1 year, and spent 6 years at St. Mary's and graduated. I came to the university and obtained a bachelor's degree in economics with a minor in demography. I went to the University of Ghana on a special project known as the United Nations Institute for Population Studies, where I obtained a master's in population studies. And so then, since then, I've been serving the nation in a number of ways, starting with the Family Planning Association as Assistant Evaluation Officer. And then later on, after the war, I became a very solid member of the Population Commission Secretariat at the Ministry of Planning and Economic Affairs, where I rose from the rank of Senior Research Officer to Director, and finally as the Coordinator, a position in which I was before I could be elected to the House of Representatives, where I served for 12 years. So I have served my country first as student leader during the 1980s. I was the secretary of the parliamentarian of the Nimba University Student Association, and then I rose to the rank immediately and became president of that organization. It was during that time that our father, the Charles Hebdo presidency, came about, and we did what we could to ensure that he was elected. But he was a president that never became. And so there were the struggles started. I served that institution also as vice president of the University of Liberian Student Union. And some of our senior colleagues are in government today, like Kofi Woods or my Senate bearer. And I was his vice Senate bearer. I have the likes of Anthony Kessley, who served as Deputy Minister of State. They were our veteran. Larry Tokpa, and most of the senior officials of government who are retired and some are currently serving were our mentor. So I come to this discourse with wealth of experience. We experienced in the November 12th episode where when our papi lost the election, our other member of government, General Kuyongpa, who had earlier been relegated from commanding general to secretary general, from the 4th most powerful position to the 6th most powerful position, and he refused it and left the country. He decided to come back after his kinsman was robbed of the presidency. All of those things happened when we were in high-profile position at the level of the university. So we were the #1 Nimba citizen on campus. If anything could have happened to us. Some of our colleagues were unfortunate when the war came, like Wotapia and the rest of it. So some of the senior members of the Nimba political and academic leadership, like Joe S.S. Wu, Dr. Amos Bomley, those were people that were with us at the university when even the election of Omedo was going on, and some of which went in the country and served as poll watchers. So we just want to indicate that we come to this discourse with wealth of experience, that depending on how you elucidate this information, you will get much out of us. This is a serious matter. Liberia is at a threshold. Nimba is at a threshold. The personality that had the adhesive, or do we call it has a gravitational force to hold all of us together, which was Senator Johnson, is no more.
So if we are not careful, everything will go helter skelter. And so it's not good for those of us who have lived long enough to mentor most of you. When we come on this show, we take it very serious because we are moving in a very wrong direction very fast. And I'd like to pay tribute to my late friend, my late senior brother, Benjamin Seka, in whose name this show is named. Those are our brothers. He was not only my elder in the church, Inland Church, but he also was a senior broadcaster, and they did a lot to help our people to be molded into what it should be. So to see his son, which was a lad during that time, come to help you guys or work with you guys to organize a social media outlet is also very commendable, and I'm always proud to be part of it. So to my sister there, I think she's also come from my district as well. So I'm very happy to see you guys. I don't know whether DK Way is on today, but it's good to be around anyway. This is all I can say about my my sojourn in the very short period of time that I've had to live on this earth. Thank you. I'm married with 2 children, 2 girls, one of which is living with you guys in the States there, contributing her quota to the global health system. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Larry. It's great having you on the show here again, as always. This show is being relayed on the voice of Tapeta in Tapeta City, Nima County. And so we'd like to say kudos to Mr. Jacob Bantu, who is also relaying the show. And the show is also being relayed on Voice of BKS in Butu Town, Nima County. Now, I want us to start the conversation from your introduction. If I got you correctly, you serve as chairman for planning and research in the House of Legislature. Am I correct?
Yes, at the time the Ministry of Planning and Economic Affairs was standing or was existing, I was the chairman of Planning and Economic Affairs. And then as a member of the governance committee and later on chairperson for 9 years, the blending of the Ministry of Planning and Economic Affairs with that of the Ministry of Finance took place under my watch. So we separated the revenue component from the Ministry of Finance as Liberia Revenue Authority, and then we took away the aspect of the budget. Okay, budget was brought from outside of budget Ministry of Finance, brought under the minister as a department. So we have what we have today. Yes, I serve as chairman on planning, and later on when planning no longer existed, that function should have gone to the Ways and Means Committee. But unfortunately in Liberia, when they talk about Ways and Means Committee, people only talk about the money, the budget coming in and how it's used, and nobody talk about the planning aspect. And in that sector, you have the aspect of planning. The Department of Planning is there that has to do with international cooperation, the cataloging of NGOs, the work they do, whether they are qualified to have duty-free privileges, and are they not misusing that? And all of those things, you need a way of looking at it. Those are some of the reforms we thought we could have brought if we had gone by for the 3rd term, to either separate the planning component from Ways and Means, so that people can deliberately and discreetly look at the planning component of that ministry. But as it is, it's dormant. Everybody that goes on the Committee on Ways and Means are there to talk about how much money is coming in, how it's being expended, and nobody talk about the planning aspect. That's why you see a lot of things happening the way they do.
Great. Yeah. Now, under your chairmanship, the census was conducted. And from that census report, we've been hearing rumors around that Nima County districts will be divided. There will be some additional districts added to Nima, and other counties are also involved with that. How true is this information? Because you guys did the census at that time, and you have all of the statistic report, and you can give us the clear overview. From the census report at that time, are we prepared for extension of districts in the country?
Well, you are right. It is the executive branch that conducts census. and the legislature provides oversight. And I did what I could, but when I saw that the result of a census is as good as the process, that's what I call in computer terminology, garbage in, garbage out. So when I noticed that the process was having problem, I warned our colleagues, but at the time, some of us were not members of the ruling party, which was CDC at the time. The speaker was more than a regime speaker. So any dissenting view was construed as undermining the government. And so they didn't listen to me. But my word, you look on at my pages or wherever the recordings are, I told the people, given what I know, if the census was to be conducted, we wouldn't get more than 25%. And that's what we have today. The census beats all logic. These countries in Liberia, mostly in the southeast, that register the highest percentage of the practice of modern contraceptives among women of childbearing age, that is 15 to 49, are the same countries that that show the highest number of percentage changes in population. So to me, I felt the census result was manipulated, and it was deliberately done to give high number to those smaller countries, so that when this day comes for the apportionment of the country in political constituencies, so that they can have a safe landing. And they didn't know that there was a way of knowing it. Now it is clear. The Liberia Demographic and Health Survey, which is also done in collaboration with the international community like UNICEF, WHO, those health-related international organizations, they come and independently bring their software, train people to go and independently collect these statistics. They are separately done, and then the census itself is also heavily contributed to by international organizations. These data, when we just post two of them, we saw that the way they are reading are different, and that's the way you know that the census is a joke, because this was the first time for us to do the census collecting information on tablets in the field, and where you will collect all the information by the time you get to where there is a network and come to the server at the center. So when we discovered that in training the people, they needed to use the gadgets during training, and they needed to use microphone and projectors, so that when they are independent in Gipodian, for example, or in Gablin or in Butu or wherever it is in Liberia, they can independently handle the tablets. But we discovered that from the recruitment to the training to the conduct of the census were problematic. And I warn the people that if we got 15% out of it, that's okay. And that's what we have. But whatever the case, for example, how logical is it for NIMBA to have registered 420,000 inhabitants in 2008, when I served as one of the senior technicians at the Ministry of Planning, working with the Population Commission at the time, when I even coordinated the census in NIMBA. So how can you talk about from 2008 to 2018, 10 years, to 2022, that's another 14 years, and you say over 14 years, NIMBA only had, I think, 200,000 added to us, when in fact during the demographic and health survey, we didn't have more than 19% of our female within reproductive age range of 15 to 49 practicing modern contraceptive. So we should have been doubling, our population should have doubled. We could have been at least 1 million, NIMBA. And similar with Bonn, Lofa, these big countries were having low prevalence of modern contraceptives, according to the Liberia Demographic Health Survey. And so level 1, that census will set it aside and find means of training government workers and other young people working in on official governmental status, train them just to go collect real data. We analyze it so that we can use it as a basis for demarcating constituency. But Liberia is where we are. We have had opportunity wasted. About nearly two years ago, when I was no longer at the legislature, I was contacted to serve as a consultant to the legislature through the vice president's office. I was contacted, letter was written, I opened bank account to help to work on these things so that we can be having something good in terms of demarcating constituency. That situation was allowed to actually almost die naturally. So what do we have? And it is given that we've been out of war for more than, I don't know, 20 years, 21 years, because since 2003, we can no longer go back to demarcating our constituency using the same wartime methodology of registering voters before we distribute the constituency, or coming up with resolution of the two houses for us to just arbitrarily throw seats to Nimba, for example, take 2 or 3 months, rather take this number, Bond take this number. What is that? To me, if you do so, you might be having some people going to court. We have no reason doing that. And I didn't mince my word. I told my speaker at the time, I told everybody that the census is not proceeding well, and only we can do we can make the thing to happen, and nobody listens. So we have what we have. But now it has been exposed by the number of things. There are many people in Liberia that if you ask them to say, I will never count it. All because we took it to be a joke. Even the president who could have been here to be the first to be counted as the first citizen at the time he traveled to go with his football game. We spent over 40 days outside at the time. Are you kidding me? Census night. You launch a census night will be the time that the president will be here. So I'm just letting you know that what we have is not good. And we cannot even use it as a basis of demarcating constituency. But again, whether we like or not we like it, it's a census result. It's officially accepted. But so that we have no option but to use it. So if we were to use it again, then the legislature should be setting threshold. From that threshold, then the election commission goes and demarcate constituency so that the whole thing cannot be subjected to political manipulation. Because if even you give 2, 3 seats to Nimba arbitrarily, the politician will want to do the demarcation in a way that they will want to disenfranchise some of the people who they feel that are too knowledgeable to be among them as political class. So they will put them in a disadvantageous position so that they cannot politically surface. And so it is in other countries. So again, to me, I want to warn everybody who is having that inclination to allow the figures to play. So the legislature should take this as a challenge to use what we currently have. Nimba has overseas, we just had a little over 600,000, so that only 200,000 added to us when we should be talking about more than 500,000. Not only because of biological advantage we have, but because of our propitious location. Nimba's location is so attractive. Yikipa is coming back to SF. Sanekule has outgrown SF from a very poor, very lonesome area. It has become bustling now. And Ganta, of course, has just gone beyond imagination. Sakle Pie, Tapeta, Bound, those are places that are attracting even non-Nimbayans to come and buy places to build because of the attractive nature of the population. And you're telling me that they only added 200,000 to their population when they should be talking about blowing the whole thing out? But things are it, but that's what we have. So if the lawmakers from the big countries like Lofa, Monserrado, Bassa, Magibi that were suppressed in order to elevate the Southeasterners, if they know what I know, they should put their feet down. And I could have told them so many ways of doing it, but now I'm not there. So I become politically active now. And anything I do now will be doing in the interest of my political party. Well, I think my party might go to court if the people do not allow the census data to be used to demarcate constituency and they want to just throw figures around. It will be disingenuous. We cannot be lazy like this. The country cannot be built when what we're supposed to prioritize, we don't prioritize it and we want to take shortcut. There is no basis for setting aside the census result. At the time we did it in 2008, they said, well, Bon Kante was still receiving the entire Bapulu Kante in Totota area. Nimba Kante has been stable for some time. Monserrado was a recipient of all the other refugees. Bassa and Magibi, they built the population belt, and the whole Southeastern people were left unprotected. Therefore, they were to where economic activity could be found. But what excuse do we have now? We've been stable for 20 years. And president had even come from the very Southeast that was complaining that they were because of security reasons, they were all clustered into Monserrado. There's no excuse now. So let's use the statistics we have to set the threshold and then use it for the election commission to set constituency before voter registration. So basically, this is all I can say for now.
Thank you. Now, this will lead me to my next question. One of the pillars that this government came to power on was fighting against corruption. You, as former representative of Electoral District 8, someone who has spoken against corruption on so many occasions, under this administration, are you seeing a real change, or do we refer to this as political rhetoric?
No, it's pure political rhetoric. I don't mince my word about that. I'm very disappointed that I ever affiliated with the Unity Party. As a matter of fact, my second term was won on Unity Party ticket when the current president was our standard bearer, and then we all ran campaign together. Unfortunately, he could not make it. We made it. We gathered the process until we decided to change shape. But our respect for him as a veteran statesman never got diminished until he was inaugurated, and some of the things I saw showed that it was very disappointing. For example, corruption, as you talk about, it may not be directly involved in corruption, but some of the activities that we see government going through shows that we are either aiding and abetting corruption. Because I don't see any reason why you would want to suspend somebody who has been allegedly accused of siphoning state resources or misappropriating state resources, but you rather suspend the president and decide to give him money simply because you cannot win a case in court. And so it is with the central bank and the LTA. But the other report is there that these people as well be held liable. Now you paid him $400,000 simply because you cannot win, and then to replace them, you got to put people that you feel either sympathetic to your cause or they are your kinsmen. And look, plenty of things to talk about. So to me, and then the institutions that were built as a result of the Accra Peace Accord, so that such as the Liberia anti-corruption institution, the human rights, the Liberian Human Rights Commission, and all of those major integrity institutions, we're not really supporting them. And I think if we're really serious about this country, there's even the budget process. If you're looking for corruption anyway, just look at the budget process of the country, period. How can you have less than 5% of the population getting over 80% of the resources? And when you are a lawmaker in Liberia, it's a funny thing because you are the only one that people know. So we end up buying mattresses for our maternal waiting rooms, buying Clorox and detergents, putting towels and floor mat into delivery rooms in these places with our salary and the rest of it when they are budget. Man, last time, all my 12 years in the house, the health budget never went below 90 million. The education budget never went below 80 million, and some of them went as far as 100 plus million, but you still have the schools empty and bereft of furnitures and no lack of instructional material. Nowadays, people are transitioning from using chalkboard into these markers and these easily erasable material and the rest of it. So this kind of thing, if I look at it and you are not able to cut the fat within the budget to reduce everybody's salary to the barest minimum that you require to live a good life, but you in other words, instead of you doing that, you're bloating the budgets. Like I remember, Madam Sirleaf left the Ministry of State budget at 14 million. By the time George Weah, that budget went to 21 million, so that over 100% increment. And I'm sure it's no better under our rescue government. What are we talking about? It is now time to bring those things down. And I'm thinking that if my president should win, the first budget should be passed through executive order, the Trump style, period. That is executive with that law. The president can come in an executive order where you cut everybody thing down to where you can do it. You read the right. By the time you're 24, your 12 months is over, which is the legitimate tenure of the executive order. The country will have seen what you can do when you are purposeful in your mind to really transition to change this country. But to leave the speaker making 3 million, 4 million, pro tem, full family, vice president. What are we talking about? Are we serious? And then teachers are making $100, $150, if they can get it at all. The health sector are making $150. Are you serious? When it costs of transporting yourself to those places, I know they say you were there. Yeah, lawmakers, you can only expose it. And I'm on record for exposing a lot of things in this country. Nobody wanted to heed. So that's why we want to get close to the presidency, where even if we don't get any position, we will be able to be on the table to advise what happens. You understand? So this is where the trouble in Liberia is. The moment we put a budget down, there are some people in this country that make $20,000 per month with all the attendant benefits and legies that go along with it. Then we're talking about we're serious, we corrupt. So that's my evaluation of the process. It's not restricted to this one government that is barely 2 years. The Liberian corruption is structured in our budget. It's structured in our budget. That the people who do the actual work get the money, and those of us who only helping them to do it, we get what we need to survive. Simply because lawmakers are expected to be somehow educated. They are expected to have some formal education, and then if they were even brought because of their connection with the people, that places them in different category. But it doesn't mean you should take all the money. Of course, the salary is not bad now. It's down to 5,000 plus with some 200,000 Liberian dollars, which is at least not too bad. And then you can reduce their gasoline, or you cut the brake, you graduate the gasoline. A guy who is in district number 8 in Monserrado, district number 9 in Monserrado, you can work from FE, you can work Keke, right? But a guy who go to Maryland River G, Bob play, you want play, blaming play, coming from Foya, you don't give the same gasoline to a guy who can park his car and walk to work. So the moment you graduate what you give to lawmakers, those extra savings you direct them to where they are needed most. We need to be scientific about running this country, but if you leave it away looking, no, we're not serious.
All right, Yonkwe, one may say that almost all of the lawmakers live in Monrovia. Some of them do not go to their constituent, maybe after 3, 4, 5 years before they go back. So why stress on lawmakers from Monserrado only?
Yes, that's the logic. The law was not made for Monserrado to perpetually live in Monserrado. I mean, the lawmakers to perpetually live in Monserrado. The intention was that they would be going to their places and coming back once in a while. And so I'm saying this to say, for example, for some reason, they used to say the road is bad. Now, government is trying by all means to make the road passable. From Ganta now to Grand Judea is not a bad thing. Every now and then, road connectivity is taking place. Like a few days ago, I was in Kokopa. The piece of road from Kokopa to Saklepe, that dusty road now, the job has resumed, even though road is already from Saklepe to Tapeta, and they are trying to go beyond. So most of the time I've been saying that the road is not good. So I'm saying that all things being equal, let's assume everybody wanted to reach to Sano, Grand Judea, River G, into their backyard, or everybody wanted to go to District 4, District 5 in Nimba, some of which are the farthest areas I know, Yawon Mesino. The amount of gasoline or fuel you will use to get to those places will not be the same as compared to the guy who want to reach to district number 17, which is the farthest district, and district number 1 in Monserrado, which is the farthest, Todi and Burove and Arlington and the rest of it. So those people could have different fuel calibration than those from Cape Mount, Bome, and of course Magibi can have different. Then of course those are beyond, like Bapulu, Lofa, Nimba, but Bikana can have another one. Then those in the southeast can also have another one. I think once you do so and you do it in good faith, it will be understood. So it's not about targeting Monserrado. For example, I have it as a specialist on governance. I don't think Monserrado County should continue to have additional seats. We could come up with a style as in Washington, and that's the one I was supposed to lecture on a few times, because the local government act has taken effect. And 5 years after, we're supposed to be demarcating, we're supposed to be doing boundary harmonization. And I was one of those that was supposed to lecture on that recently. There's a serious consideration of declaring only one city in each county. And Monserrado County means that Brewerville, Pinsville, all will become one Monserrado city in Liberia. And then besides the Monrovia itself, so we need to have a Monrovia, Greater Monrovia dispensation with only one city mayor. And if you can do so and just assign maybe 2 or 3 cities, I mean, a lawmaker and 2 senators from Monserrato, you will be saving millions of dollars over a period and redirect it somewhere else. But to say for every increment in population in Monserrato County, you will be increasing the number of seats uncontrollably. To me, all the budget we approve of in Liberia remains in Monserrato. So why should you be also giving them social development fund or let me say consider the development fund to lawmakers when the 800 million, almost everything is used in Monserrato, you know. So to me, I think these are a new way of thinking, and our presence with the Citizen Movement for Change as chairperson, national vice chair for data, statistics, and research. These are some of the things we'll be injecting into our manifesto to make our party platform palatable to the constituents. So whether we do it solo or we do it in conglomeration with other like-minded political people, these are some of the vision that we want to bring to the table. Because it's not just about the same thing over and over. So we'll be encouraging our president to declare the first budget through executive order. He cut everything down, increase salary. You know, when he do over, he declared executive order, he got rid of the hard tax, but at the same time, make sure the minimum security officer made $250, and all other, I mean, military president, all other security people make $250 minimum. And he did some ambitious thing. And later on, of course, with they were only dealing with the demand side. The supply side of the economy, he didn't have control over it. So the reality set in. He started selling saving bond and the rest of it. But those are some of the things that when we have a serious president, you declare the budget, you cut down the speaker budget, the pro tem, the deputy speaker budget, the minister's budget, and the number of benefits that go there. You cut everything down, redirect them. After 12 months, if they want to bring it back, the citizen, they will have the citizen to contend with. But as I stand, where by the time you take where you want to add something on top of it, it's not going to take us anywhere.
Thank you. This will be my last question, and we'll go to the rest of the panelists to ask.
All right, Gio, no. We're gonna hold you there. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
See, I beg you, it's still on the issue of corruption. I beg you, let me ask this. The House of Representatives is calling for audit, and the audit is set from 2020, I think 2021 or 2022 up to 2025. Your political leader is saying that audit should be taken back a little bit to at least 2018 up to 2025. Now, do you think that the House of Representatives trying to hire other people who were serving there before and are left? That's why they're bringing the time in from?
Oh, yes, certainly. You know, some of the laws, if not all the laws at the level of the lower house, is all because of the disposition of some of the lawmakers that there should be an audit of the legislature. And so, because the victors do not want to appear as fighting against an audit, since the rescue government also ran on the platform of transparency, they want to do justice to audit, but in a selective way. Yeah, I don't see any reason why even the audit cannot include the 53rd, which we were part of, and even the 52nd, one of my Ireland's first term. And so to have selected only the 2022 is to leave out a very key component, because to leave out the 53rd, it is the 53rd that the Corner War Corruption King Kong. The speaker at the time was branded as Corruption King Kong, even though we stood with him that the mere fact that you are just accused does not warrant you to resign or to be told to recuse yourself. Recusal was voluntary. Almost the same position that my political leader took when Kofi was told to get out because of mere accusation and the rest of it. We stood by it. We ended up with 28, and then the country was getting tense. We told Tyler to resign at the time, and the similar thing that happened. So to leave the 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, to leave it out is to say that that document must be left out of the public glare. And I believe that it's an injustice. It's a lip service to transparency, to fight against corruption. So I solely believe that that is not a way to go. If you want to deal with corruption, deal with it one time. I mean, who is going to be responsible to audit from 2018 to 2021? Who's going to be responsible for that? Let a fact come out. So basically, that the way I stand, I believe that they should go back to the drawing board instead of keeping it the way it is.
Thank you so much. We'll start now with the CEO. We're going to do a first come, first serve basis. CEO, you can come in there very shortly. After you, we'll go to Madam Lorena. From Madam Lorena, we'll go to Shadrach. Shadrach, then to Grace to Veteran Matheson, and then DK and the rest of the folks.
Yeah, you don't take all the time. You ask all the questions, so you come into all the vets. But I want to say thanks to my father, uncle, and for coming on here. Always being willing to come when we call him. He's willing to answer our call, working around his schedule to come on the show. Not only is he appearing on the show, he's also promoting the show. If you go on his page, he's sharing our flyers, discussing the topic on there. And I want to say thank you so much, Honorable Yonkwe, for coming. I have only one question. I don't have two questions. And my question is solely based on Nema County. So we have this Nema Solidarity, One Nema agenda that has been going on for a long time, something that sounds very good on paper, and the idea itself sounds good. But the people who are preaching this Nema, One Nema agenda seems to be conflicting themselves. And I have a very good example, something that just recently happened. And I'm not going to skip this. So we have a son of Nema that just got dismissed from his job, Honorable William Pay from Ministry of Mines and Energy. And then he's also being replaced by another son of Nema County, who is one of the pioneers of this One Nema agenda. Personally, from my personal perspective, I believe this is something that goes against the very fabric of this message. And I also think this has the propensity to set Nemayans against each other. What's your take on it? How do you view this? What's your honest opinion on this whole removal of Honorable Pay and replacing with Honorable Tingma? Let's stop there.
Yeah, I think the owner may having some network problem.
Hopefully, you got my question. When he comes back, I'll be happy to restate that. Maybe that one Nema agenda people playing with the internet.
So yeah, let's see if you will rejoin us. Let's see.
Man, the internet was really good there. But anyway, while we are waiting, again, thanks to everyone for coming. Again, I will make this announcement. November 15, Ganta, in Dekamain. I think it's the place name, right? Dekamain. Next to opposite Kekema, Radio Kekema, the second tower there going towards Cyclopia. BKS will be doing a groundbreaking ceremony of our new radio station. I've reached out to almost everyone here except for Mama B says I'll call her and apologize after. So we are all invited. Shadrach, let's share the news out there. We're all invited. It's exciting. We have a branching booth tour. We're just branching out to Ganta to give us more, access to the street, and also that will help us with the network and all that. So we'll be going live with our BKS TV and everything from our own studio in Ganta by the grace of God by the time this project is completed. So congratulations to all of us. Congrats to the team. We've been working behind the scene tirelessly, but now it has come to fruition. So we're excited about that. We're excited to announce to the world that BKS radio/TV is coming to Ganta.
Thank you so much, CEO. While we still await our guest, we need to hear you. You've listened to the honorable so far. I mean, you can make your one or two take on it there while we still wait him to join us. Let's start with you, Mana Lorena. After you, we go to Shadrach.
Yes. So, good evening, everyone. Good evening to our listeners and followers. Thanks to all of you on the panel for taking up your time to be here, and then officially congratulations to Shadrach and welcome as an official panelist on this show. And I hope you behave in accordance
Thank you.
and use all your CDC chat room tabata. I'm just kidding. Okay, so I heard the first, it was either the first or the second time Honorable Yonkwe appeared here, and he said since the election, the vice president didn't reach out to him for any serious political discussion. So he was on the plan in people one honorability phone team. But tonight again, he said that through the office of the vice president, he was talked to for consultancy with the national legislature to be some consultant for I think some demographic work. And then he even received a letter and everything, but then he died. And so I don't know, how do we compare the two things? Someone hasn't called you for consultancy, I mean, for serious political discussion, but the same person is, pushing for you to get consultancy at that level, which we know this is a good salary, considering he work for experience and the particular field you are self a consultant in. So maybe I just think it was the matter of time and patience and everything, because I'm speaking from experience. So I think some of it, it's also good to bring people on the show, because as time go by, the real story of the real happiness will be revealed by them. And then he also, something I wanted to talk, I think what be my question that I wrote down. He mentioned that the censor, he knew that it wouldn't have been, or it wouldn't have given us good result that we can use for any development purpose, because of the way the process was. And obviously, and like you were saying, I was nodding my head, because how can you say in a particular region the level of modern contraceptive intake increase, and then in a same region the population increase? I mean, how does that work? And then in Nima, he said the people not taking contraceptive in Nima, the return user decrease, but then in the same Nima, he say population decrease or is static. So I mean, so we all, even if you are not somebody who did demography, just the analysis alone will tell you. And from my point, as MCH expert, when I started with the results, so what were they counting in the survey? Were they counting trees? The trees in the forest are part of the human being that increase the population. But like he said, it was intended to give them higher population that would project them for development, apportioning districts and the rest of it. So then he also mentioned that the president left the country, was not even counted, and he was out for 40 days and when witnessing football games. But then in the same year, Honorable Yonkwe endorsed the CDC, the former president, in the runoff election. So I don't know what was informing his decision, because I can be an expert and then I see somebody who downplay my profession, who didn't care, who helped to make it flawed, and then I still go to endorse that person. So what was informing my decision? So I wanted to hear that from him. I hope he's listening. I hope he can come up to answer these questions. So far so good. That what I wanted to say. And the health budget issue you talk about, I think he needs to check it out. It's also not true that the budget in CDC was high, the health budget was higher than this
No, he
region. So
said
that
his
what I wanted to find.
district. He said his district.
Oh, his district. Okay, then that's good, because under this rescue government, the budget is high. So if you say a district, then that's fine, because I don't know per district what what facility, but I may know of the national budget. So I hope the honorable mayor is able to come also that he can be able to compare the issue of not the vice president not calling in for serious political discussion, but then the same vice president was able to secure consultancy for him that he even received letter. So I think maybe the honorable mayor just needed to have pushed more or do more follow up. Man, people say you will continue on the fire across the you don't want your neck can be long. Though you are an expert, but it doesn't mean that it will be running behind you. Instead of just saying, in your blanket statement, there was no serious political discussion, so you went on the front. Yeah, so far for now, these are what I gathered from his opening statement. Yes.
Thank you so much, Anna Lorena. Thank you so much. We'll go to Shadrach while we still wait our guests to join us. Let's try to analyze a few things he said on the show.
Okay, so thank you once again for the invitation of honoring Larry Youngquest. Honestly, he's one of those Nimbadians that have actually been tough talking. He's one of those Nimbadians that were never considered as a Bobo lawmaker. He's one of those that advocated for Nima in the house while he was there.
Never.
And he's one of those that I had a respect when it comes to representing Nima. But in context, I listened to him and his elucidation was perfectly splendid. But what I tried to gather from him when he started by saying he's seriously disappointed in this government. And what are the reasons of his disappointment? Disappointment comes when expectation fails. The mantra for which this government came to power has died upon arrival. And most of the things he said was squarely centered around corruption. How could you have criticized the hoarding of iron ore from Bomi County in a truck that damages the road? And that message brought you to power. But then the number of trucks have increased on that road. How could you have criticized the establishment of CTN to track containers within the free port? And then business people galvanize themselves behind you because you said when you come to power, you will stop CTN from operating in Freeport. And today, the operation of CTN have increased. How could you have criticized Beaver, APM Terminal, and today they have all increased their tariffs? What are the liberalization policies that we are introducing to our people? So in context, Honorable Youngquest tried to say that he's disappointed in this government that brought him to prominence, because according to him, it was through this same Unity Party-led government that he came to power as lawmaker. But nevertheless, this government has become a failure, caricature onto his people, something he never felt would have happened. There were so many things that he explained. And then he tried to mention when my brother here, I tried to ask him concerning the audit. And he said, during our time, the speaker we had was called the Corruption King Kong. And there were people that are formed within the elites of this government that were also serving under the administration of the then speaker. So why are you shouting them? Why you don't want it to be audited? So I think everything is just a form of corruption. Because if you want to audit across the board. You cannot audit a sector and leave all. Selective justice. So I was also happy when he lambasted and he lashed at that, when he discouraged it. And I was also impressed when he did mention about the issue of NIMBA. Okay? Because from a clear picture, NIMA is not benefiting anything. And I read a prayer that he comes from because there were things he tried to say that I saw in his tune. And even from the script that was sent within the chat room, what is NIMA benefiting? So from that message that he sent in the chat room, we can even dive into it and read his mind and speak onto it while he's still away. Is NIMA united? No, we are not united. Are we taking a positive step to being united? No. We are being divided rather than coming together. Is NIMA benefiting from this government as proportionally as we expected? Again, I would say no, because that's something he mentioned within his discussion, and I know he was coming to continue with it. So we will say no. So there were so many things that we know he could have spoken on, but because of network issue, he could not continue on. So with the hope and aspiration, we all pray that he comes back, because we don't just want to speak off the air, but those were few of the assertions that we saw within his script that we just wanted to speak on. So I would like to pause here for now.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shadrach. It's great having you on the show as always. Now let's go to you, Veteran Matheson. Let's hear you. What do you make of the honorable man later speech there?
Well, thank you. I think Larry remains one of our best, and he's very vocal. He's knowledgeable to the issue, and so he's one person you cannot just insinuate his mind to make reasoning out of it, because he's quite up to the task and knowledgeable to the core. I look forward to seeing him continue his discussion, at least so that he will have an in-depth expression of what he intends to discuss today in totality. That will inform my cross-examination or questioning. But to everything he says so far, I think I will reason with him. Like Lorena talked about, he said he was not reached for reasonable engagement, but he was recommended. Understanding the power of the vice presidency and Larry being an expert on that particular subject, and especially the vice president coming from the most populated county that has suffered political stagnation, because the essence of number is not being actualized in our development planning and execution as a country. Because if you look at budgeting, you will see that Nima County and Zero Bapolu County got the same budget, which, you know, is not the way it should. And for the fact that the leadership of the country has been situated in the hands of the smaller counties, they have manipulated the big counties, knowing the fact that both the vice president and the president are from the populated county. There should be a political will to streamline decisions that will benefit the people. So reaching out to Larry, who understands or who has an in-depth knowledge on the subject matter for consultancy, and he taking upon himself time to go through the account establishing process, and then it dies down. I would want to agree with him. That was not much of a reasonable political discussion, because if it was reasonable enough, given the power of the vice president, that would have led to an outcome. You know, so his choice of word based on the nature of the situation, I would want to agree with him than to just play that blind loyalty role in order to shield the actual issue. And some of the disappointment that I have with our country and our people, especially the young people, is such that, you know, leaders are right at all times. So I look forward to a day where somebody will look in the eyes of presidency and say, I don't work for you, I work for Liberia. I look forward to those kind of days. You know, that will help to discourage that patronage role in our society and build a more vibrant society that people will be held accountable for their actions and inactions in power. You know, instead of just sugarcoating, window dressing, and everybody is fighting for what he or she can benefit, you know, the country belongs to us, Liberians, all of us, irrespective of where you come from, your knowledge or education, whatsoever. You are Liberians, and Liberia belongs to you. If you look at Larry's analysis when it comes to the budgeting, you know, you see that our budget does not regard the ordinary Liberians. Because you look at the over 800 million of our budget, the ones that goes to addressing the lives of Liberians is very much infinitesimal. The meat of the budget goes to the actors. I don't think we kill the line to elect people, you know, only to come and eat the coffers of our country while the ordinary people go to bed hungry, dying every day. If you look at some of the death in the country and what is responsible for them, you will feel bad about our country. Like, I always look at one of our young promising brother, E. Dangbe Dan, who died as a result of an accident. He made an accident around Totota. They took him to Phoebe. No, not Totota. Beyond Banga on the other side. And they took him to Phoebe, only to note that Phoebe does not even have a paracetamol during George Weah time. So driving from Phoebe to EAWA, the young promising potential Nibians die from bleeding. And those are just simple issues. And if you check the catalog of our hospital, of our medical system in Liberia, Phoebe is one of the biggest. So I think we should be able to be real with our officials. We elect them. The power they're acting on was given to them by us. So if we want to talk about Boroko yesterday, everyone in government, regardless of position, everyone enjoys that Boroko. Because the president must have the appointing power, but the president must be elected by the people. And power constitutionally is inherent in the people. So the people can undo what they've done, and you will be an ordinary man like Vice President Kunto, former President George Weah yesterday. You will just be a mere ordinary man. So we should know that we have that authority. We have that power. We, I mean the people. So people should not, play with the survival of our people, and then we sit down dumbfounded because we want to do that lip service in order to win favor and benefit at the detriment of the ordinary people. That is wrong. So we should be very much open. We should speak out. We should say what is said that we need to say. We should be part of correcting the system so that Liberia can be made to work for Liberia. So I just look forward to Larry having a better internet, so as to come and continue the show, because he has so much to discuss, he has so much to present, and he has that wealth of experience. He's come of age, he understands the Liberian political dynamism, and I look forward to having interaction and conversation with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Veteran Maverson. We are hoping and praying that he will rejoin us. But until then, let's hear you on the analysis part of his first segment on the show. Chris, let's hear you, my brother. After you go to TK.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me say good evening to everyone, all the panelists on the show. He spoke lengthily. He cataloged some of those issues. And like me, I'm looking at the things that result also how it works out. Because our country, it is difficult. Along the certain governments in favor is another issue. Although they will go to court, along the sitting governments in favor is a very difficult issue we're looking at. But it already happened. I think the government still use that result. He spoke about, he disappointed in the government. There are a lot of reasons he disappointed. One of the reasons could be now the speaker budget more than 3 million. When Jacksonville Road, which is second referral hospital for Liberia, patients dying from just no medication. He rather say they're disappointed. I understand the former representative is disappointed. When yesterday the people complaining about the government homogenization, they came to the same material, see homogenization, they criticized they were wrong. The same material today. So yes, he's disappointed. Larry said he's disappointed. When police are going to people's house to fire a man, a crazy man, fire a man, to kill a man. Yes, Larry could be disappointed. He could be disappointed. When they complain that the former president Jerry around here now, President Bwaka is doing more cabinet ministers. Yes, Larry Nyanko could be disappointed. He could be disappointed when they illegally remove speaker to put somebody who control, remote control. Yes, he could be disappointed. Yes, Larry Nyanko could be disappointed when issues confronting students and the state runs to volunteer where Larry Nyanko serve as student leader have been downplayed by this government. Yeah, you could be disappointed. Yes, Larry Nyanko could be disappointed when you don't support the regime because enemy of the state they go after you. Yes, Larry Nyanko could be disappointed. You could be disappointed when people have been corrupt and suspended without prosecuting people. Yes, you could be disappointed. Larry Nyanko could be disappointed when the justice system of the country have become a Patawi government in this country that same prince to the government. Yes. Larry Nyanko could be disappointed. You could be disappointed when Nima have been put against Nima kind of man, put against Nima kind of man. Yes. Larry Nyanko could be disappointed when he was one of those who stood in the House of Parliament that said yesterday all entire appointment from the Southeast and now 60% appointment from Lofa County. Dauphin. Yes, Larry Nyanko could be disappointed. Larry Nyanko could be disappointed when Primwell become now the man of the man who determine the budget of the Liberia City. Yes, he could be disappointed. Larry Nyanko could be disappointed when students at the same for the crying. What can that building to be like a garage? Yes, he could be disappointed. I'm not surprised. Larry Nyanko could be disappointed when Dada Nyan, who is one of the best brain we have, they can be moved. Yes, he could be disappointed. But how many persons we have that had a pedigree, the charisma to say these things Larry Nyanko saying tonight? Yeah, he could be disappointed. Today, the minister will sit at the even ministry when we are paying for our taxpayer money to insult Even them people contributing to society, they have mosquito brain. Yes, they're going to be disappointed. You will be disappointed. When the minister also appointed for confirmation, say what's the government? She don't know the definition of government. Yes. When I will be disappointed, you think you can't be satisfied with what's going on today in this country? When corruption become a vampire now eating the joke of this country, then you want to be happy? No. Where is the health center today? They pay those money budget they said in Monserrato. Patients, people are dying in tears. They don't go there. You want to be happy with it? When government kind of develop for news to promote government projects without consulting our people, they want we're not gonna be happy, you're not be happy. There are issues that confronting our people. And the government said yesterday wrong, yesterday they came to power, they are doing 10 times what they complained about yesterday. Today, when people have their opinion, you remove it, they won't talk about it, you want like not covered have to offer PhD. When they run to the won't say they run after him. And no people defend him on the show. But that's why they remove that because he said the Liberia is not covered the PhD. They remove the man today, the old man today. Yes, because some of students in Ghana said on Prince Johnson that welcome go kill you, that unity party. They went after those people. There are issues that the government says what they're doing today. And today, Nima can't have any news. Like a don't choose bill, is not man pass anymore. The youth Nima can't. Yes, he's disappointed. Larry will be disappointed as you list continuously. When parents are going to battle hunger, when UNICEF and UNICEF report on education system of Liberia, 50.8% of the students or the children of Liberia under the age of 18, they're out of school. There's a research out there. You'll be disappointed. You'll be disappointed when people are being removed from a position, they put local people in a position. Yes, today we won't pay, we have our own opinion on what it's too for. You have a veteran mass today. If you don't veteran mass in Nima County in Ganta, you'll be veteran mass in Butu. You don't veteran mass in Butu, you'll be veteran mass in Tabata district. You don't veteran Tabata district, you'll be veteran mass in Petu. Today, people are Malachi on the show is a professional person. Why they can't call him, they appoint him because he has a different opinion. Yeah, you'll be veteran mass if enough yes person to Nima County people. Today, my brother DK is on the show today.
Is our guest?
I will come with DK. DK allow me to get my point.
So the disclaimer: the men on the show, they didn't tell you they're looking for a job.
No, they've been veteran mass. They've been veteran mass. I want that here. So professional sons of Nima that could make a difference within the society. They've been veteran mass because they don't see praise to the government. And we're like disappointed. And when the list will go on. When guys say you know what legally remove today, what guys say you do? Same thing they preach against. Today, President Bwaka trying to find with a lot of delegates. But again, people will say no. What you say, Lorena?
Thank you, Chris.
But there was no time allocated.
Of course. I know you not giving chance.
No, I don't care. You don't even know talking about local government and I don't understand. Make it to sound limited. So I don't care about I'm talking about the time. We can't be saying I listening to you talking about Larry disappointment. We also disappointed in Larry when he was 12 years old. What did he do?
The burden of allotting time rests on the shoulder of the moderator.
Honorable lawmaker.
We not understand what you're talking about. Our bad or I didn't be talking so you
say Lorena, so you are being limiting the discussion because you're supporting the government. You're pretty single. So you rather say that. You will say that, but you will have. Yeah, but she can't watch out when I'm talking. Anything you say to the government, say Lorena, the government have become with government. The government is a looter. The government have become now, you run a TV station. But how be it? We'll say this issue. Thank you, Lorena. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you very much. The CEO and TK are trying their best to get to our guest, and hopefully he rejoin us very shortly. We'll go to TK to give us his 1 cent, and after that, we will go for second round with another topic included on the discussion. TK, let's hear you.
TK, so I've still been trying to reach out to the honorable man, and we are still hoping and hopeful that he will join us. So regardless of the time that he joins us, we will continue to show up. But I'm really hopeful that he joins us here very soon.
Thank you so much, CEO. TK, let's hear you, Chief.
Thank you, John. You know, someone like Uncle Larry. You guys hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I thought my volume is stay low like before. So intellectual like Larry, like Uncle Larry, when he speaks and people like us come on to analyze Larry's speech, I know the intellectual space is created for all of us to express, but that would be like Jesus calling you. So when you are Jesus disciple, you know you are Nathaniel. We will have different opinion about his position on certain things, but we can't question his intellectual ability, his credentials, and what he stands for. None of us here can do that. But politically, we will have disagreement about his stance on issues and the rest. There are a few things he said. For me, I had, Uncle Larry is my old man. But I came purposely to hitting her on other issues that I needed some answer for, that we did it for him, to him when he appeared for the first time. But to be frank, Uncle Larry is knowledgeable. He know what he wants, and he go for that. My only issue is with Nima. The central issue he spoke about is true. And nobody will deny that they manipulated the census result in the southeast so that they can be on pair with counties like Nima, Mosorado, Bon, Lofa, Magidi, and Bambasa. Sincerely, they manipulated the system, and the census result, those who managed the census at the time, majority of them are even they are MIA. There's court order out there for their arrest, and because the way they manage the entire census issue, the finances and everything, how it was managed, so nobody can deny that. My only thing is, County like Nima, we always said, and people just throw something at you. They are about to throw seed at us, and people will just accept without challenging it. So people want to go to the legislature, and so people will just go for the seat. So those are things that he said something about. My only concern is that I wanted to ask him was, I hope he come back. There have been an issue. I think someone raised it the last time when we were here about the vice president positions, about Nima, how positions are distributed, and those who are occupying the position. The vice president campaigned vigorously across Nima for Senator Yang Tuan to have a minor seat. He did similar thing to Koga for a balance, to have a dual seat. And he's on record for that he really did what he put his character, his resources. He was visible and accessible across the country doing that. And there was allegation that the common inspector position, when it became vacant due to the resignation of former superintendent Dor Cooper, he stood his ground that this is a position that is equivalent to a deputy minister position. So he maintained that position was for a minor person. Allegedly, I am not in the know that what people say. So let me be fair to him. That position was for a minor person. Because of that, he had to give that position. Somebody talking to me? Okay. So he had to give it to a minor person. Now, is that the same thing? Is that the same issue with the women dismissal, women replacement? When a man left, a position was given out. What was the judgment of the vice president when he was making the recommendations, and whether the position that people say his position was, the position should be given to a minor person? Did he calculate that to do that in the case of women without put in place. Those are critical things that I really want all of us to ask. Those are hard questions I want us to ask, and whether Uncle Larry will have any opinion about that. Other than that, I think I'm good. I know Larry's ability. I know what he can do. So if there are other pressing issues that we need to talk, if he's not coming, will be the press conference today by the superintendent and the group that heading Senator Johnson's burial. So I think it's another nice thing that we need to talk about, whether guests here or not. We need to talk about that. Senator Johnson funeral, and they are celebrating his life in death, but his family is divided. His family is in court. His wife, the widow, and the children, they don't sit in the same room. And so when you are celebrating, that is with them. I mean, whoever want to do it, it's up to them. I don't care. I have no issue with that. My issue is, have they given us the first report for his burial? That's my issue. So if the vice president, whoever
saying you don't talk what you talking about.
Burial, John, mute that man. And that man continue taking on our CNC place here. So yeah, so those are hard questions we need to ask. Whoever want to celebrate Senator Johnson funeral and everything, it's a very fine idea. Once somebody get money, they want to do that. I will not question that person ability because I don't know how to get that money. But if you are doing that for us, you need to give report to the Lima people, because those are all in the diaspora. We generated close to 45,000 or more for this Senator Johnson funeral. There have been no public report on that. When you stay holding the public report, because that report, the vice president is the one who appointed people who were on a steering committee that did that entire funeral arrangement. It's January will make that process a year. Then you want to do that one. Thankfully, they're not getting money from us. The money coming from whatever source is coming from a little people. There are allegations out there that Senator Johnson funeral, there were money taken from NEMA coffers to cover some of those expenses. We need answers to those questions. Other than that, they want to celebrate Senator Johnson's death with 200 cows in the space. I don't care. It's not my business.
Thank you.
But Jim, before you go further there, I wanted to note something here. I don't know if anyone else here has noticed that. If you look at the caption for Honorable Mafasin tonight, he changed it to Honorable Vet Mafasin Davis. Throughout this show, he has never called himself honorable. So we may, after this show, we may have to ask him.
You're not paying attention to detail. We get out into that man long time. You are not paying attention.
I'm not the one who did it, so you can't ask me a question.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm just seeing it myself.
Honorable Mama, say you consented to that. I did it, but you consented to it.
But it can't be an issue now. If I die today, the Gazette have recorded me. I have served my country. Ministry of Foreign Affairs will read my life scared. So why you can't call me honorable?
Simple as that. Very simple as that. Very, very simple as that. So, like DK rightfully put it, celebrating the feast of
a mark is not on camera. It's in the dark, taking off. That makes a lot of money. Yeah.
Mark is in low play. No current low play. I beg you. Leave Mark. I beg you. I beg you, Chief. So our next discussion has to do with the Senator Johnson feast. I think 2 or 3 days ago we discussed this on the show, but in different tone. Now the committee have been set up. The members of the committee, various committees have been set up, and I'm pretty sure they will start their work immediately, effectively. And DK raised a very serious issue. What is the outcome of the first money that was raised? According to information, 400,000 was used. Now, don't get me wrong here. I'm not accusing anyone of corruption. Madam Lorena served on that committee, and she has said it on the show several times that she has engaged those people, that the report should be released to the public. Now, the report is not released. Where is the next resources coming from? Is it from the Nima people money? Is it from the vice president pocket? Is it that they are going to raise funds like they did before during the burial? I don't know what is going on. But you got to have your 1 cent on the issue. Now, the next thing has to do with the family. How together is the family right now? Can the mothers and the children sit together on the same table to dine together? Or we are just going to celebrate the late senator feast, and we act like everything is okay when indeed everything is not okay? What say you? And I want to start with you, Mana Lorena, because I don't know whether you're serving on this other committee or not. You served on the previous one, so you got more knowledge on this. And let's hear you.
Okay, thank you, Chiron. So just before I go to the issue of the celebrating the life of Honorable Senator Johnson, I would like to speak to something. When I made my analysis on Honorable Youngquest's statement when he first appeared, and then the one he made tonight, and I said I needed him to do some kind of, compare to, reconcile the two statements. And I'm surprised and kind of disappointed when my person came up to see it as being a blind loyalist. I think you have used a different word, especially when you're directing something at me, because I'm not a blind loyalist. And the fact remains, no matter if Honorable Youngquest has whatever credential, if he's talking in a political space and says something different another time and say another one another time, or why the two statements don't match or there are contradictions, it is my right on this panel to ask him to reconcile. And I don't think reconciling a statement is in any form condemning anybody. Honorable Youngquest, if he was said he knows what it means to reconcile two things that are contradicting. So, and that's what I meant, and I stand by that. Because if he had said the first time, the VP called me, the discussion didn't go well or something, it would have been different than what he said the first time and what he's saying tonight. And the Honorable, he even received letters. Sometimes when some topic come on the show, I say, I don't want to talk it because the father has said with the VP or in a conversation that he says some things, and then if I come on the show to explain some things, for me, I see like, because I see the coming a privileged conversation, then I come out to say on the show, unless he say, yeah, you can go ahead and say it, I wouldn't do that. So the Honorable should be able to also, just because he called me a blind loyalty, should be able to say what happened afterward that he left and went. That's what I like to say. So then coming to the issue of celebrating the life of Honorable Johnson, we all know that last year it was announced that on the 28th of November, and probably every November, they will have they will memorialize that day in Nimba. So it was something that was said last year. So when the VP came from Ghana the last time, and according to he had reached out to some people, the old Mrs. Johnson, about this how you call it? Feast, the memorial feast. Let me just say it that way, yeah. So, and then he wanted us to meet the previous committee. And on the issue of the committee raising 400,000, I don't know what that figure is coming from. But me, Lorena, my record I got does not reflect anything near 400,000. So people to say the committee raised 400,000, maybe that different committee, but not the committee. I serve on a treasurer, and what he needs was my financial secretary. I don't think it's that committee. That's
So,
one.
Lorena, can I say something? He raised 400,000. I said it is alleged that the county administration used.
Oh, okay. So
money.
Oh, okay. I got you now. I got you. So I wouldn't know how much the county administration used from Nima County money, But I also know that there was resolution made that they used some money because that were made in consultation with the caucus, and they say yes, this is a man who got Nima where it is. Let's do that, but I cannot speak to the figure. And I also heard you saying that the diaspora in Bayern raised 75,000. That is very
tough.
that is very, very far from the truth. And DK, Unico USA sent, I think, 10,000 USD. And there was a sister visiting Liberia at the time who is on the Nima citizen of Australia, and she made contribution that is less than 2,000. So there is no way that diaspora in Bayern raised 75,000. Please check with Honorable Wugbe, the Unico president, because the money was sent in my name, and I still got the emails and everything, and I could not receive all the money at once, so it was sent in twofold, a week after another, and so I want to also correct that. Then coming to this feast, like I said, the feast was announced since last year. It will be held every November 28th. So the way of doing it may change according to the VP. According to him, he's building a hospital in Butu that will be naming Honorable Johnson. So maybe next feast will be that it will be targeted towards that. Whatever way will be Nima people with this. So the committee, when we first met, we met with Mistress Johnson. We met with Councillor Crow.
Lorena, you're not giving your committee report to Oyo.
No, you are talking about the fees. Now I'm going to tell you. Then why you brought it on?
No, go ahead, Mama Lorena. Go ahead.
I want to make correction to some of the things you said, and then I'm talking about the fees. Junior asked me, so I'm talking. Then you say I'm making committee.
Are you on the current committee? The one that?
Yes, I'm on the current committee.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So in the first place, when after the burial of Senator Johnson, we went back to Monrovia. Emmanuel Myers, Patient Barnes, Siawete, and myself, we made our report. We took 3 days to make the report at my place, and then we sent the report to Fons Wagler, who is the chairman, and then we also sent the report to the vice president. And then afterward, we asked Kelvin Matari, who had the media team, to say thank you. Your please give me time because this has to do with people's character and everything. And people want to also use it to stay away from what will be happening in November. And then they did not do it. And we went to the VP. We said we want to decommission the committee. We have done what you wanted us to do. And he said, this committee, the way you're making
will be why they can't get a report. You're suffering a woman for nothing. See how they get a report, they bring it.
The way you made things happen. So I'm not going to decommission the committee. The committee will still be my tag team committee for anything that I want to do that concerns Nima. So it was not decommissioned. So when he called for the meeting, he told the superintendent, I'm not going to ask people to pay. Senator Johnson he made me to where I am. The first time Nima was bereaved, but if I am to celebrate the life of my father, I can do it. I get to consult the family. So I'm not going to ask people to tax people to say, do chicken, do this, do that. So he called for a meeting with the sisters, the children, which include, the family, which includes Senator Koga. Accordingly, Senator Koga did not attend the meeting, and the sisters, the children, everybody attended the meeting, and they appreciated him for that thought that what he said last year, he's going to fulfill it, and they gave him that blessing. Upon that, we had the first meeting in Senator Johnson's yard, where he used to live. And the old man was there, Councillor Kura was there. We tried to get Uncle Pape, the former DEA boss, but we didn't get him. So it's because we wanted to be there as also a member of the family. Since Senator Koka was in Rwanda, it was the time he was in Rwanda recently. And we had a meeting, and in that meeting, they said Councillor Kura to meet Pape Sow, okay, that's the name, Pape Sow, so that they can meet Senator Koga to be a part of the whole thing. It shouldn't be no politics in it. It's about celebrating the life of somebody who helped to make everyone. So that was a task, and Santos and what's his name? Crow. So it was on a Tuesday, and then last Thursday we had the second meeting, and then the old man was there again. Mrs. Johnson was there with for last Thursday. She was also there.
Okay, say
And then,
Lorena, we'll hold you there.
yeah.
We'll hold you there.
Eh?
You get announcement for that your group. Your campaign.
Yeah. So yeah. Right.
No,
Well,
but then don't discuss it because you discussing
So
and
then
talking.
why
Don't
you brought it out, DK? Why you brought
They
it
don't
out?
talk about it either. You cannot just say that made blanket accusation and you say I'm not
DK,
paying for
why you brought it out?
announcement. No, they don't bring it out. Don't bring it out there. Then leave it. You from Booyah, if you want to celebrate your papa, you celebrate. I want to celebrate. You say that you tell your people GB in America. You can bring to the time when I explain.
Say flower GB, we're gonna put GB a flower I make it be swallow flower.
all right, Lorena. So just try because of time.
Lorena,
In as much as
Lorena, I beg you, you are actually explaining something good, and we want to understand the entirety of this.
integrated
I beg you,
for the time.
just summarize it for us, because
Okay, so we had a meeting and we were commissioned to come in Nima and meet with the Paramount chiefs. So as I speak to you, I'm speaking from Senecode. I got in Senecode 10 o'clock last night. The team from Morovia, Honorable Mark Bliwan, was in our committee. He's a chair on mobilization for that program. And we had a meeting with, I think, a 40 chiefs, but I think the 39 of them came today. And we had a meeting with them and we told them what the program is. And even in that meeting, Mark charged the four Paramount chiefs that fall Honorable Yao. He charged and he said he will explain, the name for this is not politics. This is about celebrating the life of somebody that got impact on every one of us, direct or indirectly. So the meeting ended today, and then the people went back home. I only slept here because I got some catching up to do with the CEO for my own project. So once I in the
You want
I have
me
to
your
do some
old
other
friends?
things. What?
No, you want me your old friends. That one you not got to explain what I did to the minute.
So on next Saturday, we're gonna be meeting in the Senators Yard, which will be the second stakeholder meeting. We're going to give the Morovia base buying the opportunity to give that input of what they want the program to be like how the cultural people, the traditional people day to day. So that meeting will be next week, either on Saturday the 8th or Sunday the 9th in Morovia. So the program is to have, it will be 42 celebrations because Nima have 40 chiefdoms. So they will have 40 celebration. It's 1 cow each, 20 bag of rice, and $500. But then it's a government play like PYD up front. In government play, it said though it's not a chiefdom, but we have another celebration so that they can not walk to go to chiefdom, but they will celebrate in their hometown, the life of their son. Then we'll have one in Bangkok.
I'll give it my people come.
Yeah, okay, we know the same thing too, yes. Then one will be in Ganta, where the Morovia base in Bayern will be coming to join the Ganta to do it. So that's what will be happening on that day. So DK, for your report and everything, like I said it on the show, minute I want to say what I said, this has to do with our tomorrow. Tomorrow we want to, people don't even know, but those people were ready 4 days when we came from Nima. It was sent out. So Benedict Doro, Tiawete, and myself, and Rimaya, we have always told them that we need to send the report. Joseph Wangbe is a journalist in that chat room. Many mona or ya work say, guys, we need to put this report. This is Nima. You're going to tell people down. So okay, if you reach out to Joseph Wangbe, he will tell you in many days. I have said that.
Thank you.
Nothing went wrong with anybody money in the first place. Because if you come to me for money, you will go with say I will tell who will raise your voucher. Benedict and Fonsan because they even issue that money. Yeah. So that's how we do the whole thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So let me come in there 2 seconds here. So this, as I think you guys know, is close to home. It's personal because of our relationship with PYJ. PYJ was a relative, so and from our district. I will, on behalf of the platform, since you are on the committee, since Lorena and Mark is also there, we are extending a formal invitation to the committee to see if you guys can come on our show to discuss this. The reason I'm saying this is because I got first-hand information. I talked to the senator, and he has confirmed to me that he has no idea, and this is not to say, first interpretation, you can take my word for it. He doesn't know anything about, he has not been informed about this feast. Okay. So traditionally, you cannot host a feast of our father without the current head of the family being involved. Even if Uncle Anthony So is part of it, you cannot leave Koga out. So he has to be involved from the genesis, from the beginning of this whole planning, the committee set up and all those things. He has to be part of it. So you guys have had a couple of meetings per what you just said, and he's also saying that he's not part of it. So
yes, so we have a schedule on meeting the senator this week. I mean, not this week, weekend today. Next week on
Abi, why
Tuesday
you
or
making our show
Wednesday,
about feeling
depending on his availability. But to be frank, the senator, is my own nephew. Is your somebody, but my nephew too. The senator decided to they all going in between he and his brother to just put into it instead. But we're going to a meeting and say, Chief, we need to put this. Your thing, you just keep it one suitcase. Let's celebrate the old man's life. Then you can open the suitcase and start with your thing again because when they play with rich, so then we end it. But for now, let's celebrate life. So we're going to meeting on Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on availability tomorrow, and someone will reach out to him to make the schedule. So that's it.
Okay. So we
senator my nephew, I will not allow him, but I will not also take side with him when something is not right.
Thank you so much.
So
we'll go to Shadrach.
yeah.
Shadrach, let's have you on this, and after you go to on our mark, then Grace will take us home.
Okay, so this topic is very interesting to me because I honestly, regardless of our political difference, our diversification in politics, Senator Johnson was a father to every Nigerian, regardless of which side he was on. So with that alone, makes him a figure while alive or in his present dismiss. I want to see, or I'm actually seeing the death of Senator Johnson and the activities that come after it as something that other people are trying to gain political hegemony over Nima.
The computer war?
No.
Oh.
It's a war for Nima Ludum.
Okay.
Yeah. So, political hegemony is other people trying to gain political relevance, political control, okay, over the country. That I will be the only rooster when I crow. It becomes a funnel. And one of the best ingredients of this enchantment is disrespect. When you disrespect somebody, that serves as a tool in getting them disenchanted. If we ought to do anything, that should be done properly and decently. If the Passover or feast or however you may term it of Senator Johnson should be celebrated, it should have a perfect starting. Koga, Honorable Koga, traditionally is the embodiment of Senator Johnson. Traditionally, he is the head of the Johnson's family. The feast you want to have is not in your own honor. The feast you want to have is not to governors Nima to steal or confer support from Nimbadian onto yourself because of the sympathy of Senator Johnson. But the sole reason of this feast while it is true the Nimbadians want to sympathize or memorialize Senator Johnson, the family of Senator Johnson should be placed first. And the head of the family having to be Honorable Koga. So you cannot play a game and bring Koga in when you know you are already at the climax of that game. In my mind, it is a disrespect. In my mind, it is disingenuous. In my mind, it is an underlying factor to undermine the integrity of Senator Koga. How do you expect a Koga to happily join you when what you have commenced with him? I hear my sister saying, we get people that will go meet him, this coming we also to go tell him what coming happen also. When if you have in fact commenced with him, let us
I said stay away. But because he stayed away and he's an elder, no matter what, we're going to meet him and say, let's put the politics aside. In fact, it will not
stay in the wrong.
Let me learn.
Every law because pay 2,000 to how you call it to compliment what the VP is doing.
Please protect me.
So I want to know, children know, let's put the politics aside in this thing, no matter which party we come from. And stay in the
protect me.
Let him finish with his
protect
thought.
me.
Go ahead.
Please protect me.
Go ahead.
Regrettably, subconsciously, unscrupulously, Lorena is a female and she does not understand. I'm coming. Lorena is a female and she does not understand the intricacies or the running of tradition. So I won't hold her responsible. It beseem you to even say we call him. You are not in a position to call him. The committee should go to him rather than saying we call him. You're supposed to call him. You used to call Prince Johnson or you used to go to him. Koga is the embodiment, the reincarnation of Koga of Senator Johnson. So whatever respect was given to Senator Johnson yesterday should be given to Koga today. So you're not going and play something to magnify, edify, or glorify somebody in Nima, then you just want to call him on phone, oh, doing this one, when you have already purportedly, playing behind the scene that this is just done, to give somebody the political hegemony in Nima. Then you say we call him. No. Ameti, it is disingenuous. It comes with disrespect. And that should be resisted to the court. Beyond that, Senator Koga has said that he was not informed. That he was not informed does not mean it is late. If you guys mean this in good faith, get back to the drawing board. Get back to Senator Koga. Not about calling on phone say, oh, we have a meeting tomorrow. That's disrespect. The family are in crisis, which is undisputable. If you go on Facebook, you listen to the other Prince Johnson, Toro, Army, or who arguing, insulting the old man and other things. The first thing you do when a horse divided against itself can never hold. Settle the dispute between or amongst the family. When there is peace, then you come on with the acquiescence and using Koga as the arrowhead. To do this, you do this properly. I listened to the VP when he spoke the last time. He said, I am not a feminine to Senator Johnson. I am his political son, but I am not a feminine. Lorena, according to our Nima tradition, VP Kun is a nephew. Let me let you know. VP Kun is a nephew. VP Kun is a nephew to Nima.
So he cannot assume onto himself responsibilities that should be executed by our fathers. It's wrong. That's what I said. You will be pardoned. You'll be pardoned because you're female. You don't understand the traditional dynamic of Nima. You're female. But if I was speaking to Mike Blion, I would have spoken to him in different tone because he understands the intricacies of what I'm saying.
If it's still okay, it's still tradition too.
Of course. My father, my biological father, the late Thomas Nyantoki, was the chief Zo of Nima. And when he died, I was called upon to jump over his body. Meaning, I would have assumed every responsibility, every respect he carries. I refuse because I was not out to the tax. So I was not giving that right. But have I done it? Every respect that we're giving him yesterday was going to be accorded to me. So not because Koga is young, or not because you call him your cousin, so you should respect him. Koga is the reincarnation. Koga is the embodiment. He is a pictorial person of former or late Senator Johnson. VP Kun calls Senator Johnson his father. He should call Koga his father today. Regardless, that's tradition. Yesterday, when Senator Johnson spoke, the entire Nima obeyed. Let me let you know one thing, says Lorena. I will teach you tradition. Nima Kante was obliged to listen to Senator Johnson. What he says was what we did. The fact that the errors of Nima, whether it was done on a pretense, it was done in good faith, or it was done on any other circumstances, the fact that the errors of Nima agreed for Senator Koga to jump over Senator Johnson's body, assuming the responsibility and the incarnation of Senator Johnson. Nima Kante is on oath. The errors of Nima are on oath, whether they like it or not, to obey whatever Senator Koga says to them. And if they refuse, there is a curse, except it is not tradition, except it was a caricature, except go and ask anybody you know from the traditional background if what I am saying is false. Any other for Nima that will disobey Senator Koga.
Don't explain all to you now. Try to.
Yes.
Does not understand tradition. I can't be brother.
No,
My sister does not understand tradition. She want to justify. She want to fight for somebody.
I'm not
You cannot fight
justifying.
a
You
battle
are
you don't
looking at it from a
understand.
political. You are looking at it from a political lens.
Hello.
And because you want to attack VP Kun, so you are looking at the way you look at it, so we want to glorify somebody in Nima. I said you was invited by the VP, not by us.
I am not attacking VP Kun.
Away.
No.
That's what I said. I didn't say we call him, but we have decided we will go. Listen to me. You can't just say I attack me because I'm a woman. I know that. Myself, they call me to join my grandma body. But I refuse when the
time is over. Mr. Moderator, you have to be fair to me. Do me justice. I feel that I'm not with you. Yeah. Lorena is choking me. My neck is on.
Yeah, because you must talk with lot. You must talk. Equality all of it. Don't.
Go ahead, Shadra.
So when Koga was jumping over Senator Johnson's body, was that politics or tradition? I am not discussing what is happening in Nima is tradition, not politics. So I am discussing politics. The respect that Koga deserves should be given to him. Koga should be the arrowhead for everything that is happening. Not to put one Lorena aside because you want to hear small thing, then you can't call, then she say, Koga can't we in meeting to the play or someone will wait for meeting. No.
That's what I said. You didn't hear me. I didn't say we call Koga.
You said everybody on the show listening to us. You said you're call Koga, but he's seen not to show concern.
No, I didn't say so.
Brother.
You stop muting me, the brother. Brother,
You gotta
Lion,
get a
I
minute.
didn't
Say
call
Lorena.
Coca.
Yeah, you gotta get put on the show.
We
Talk to
gotta
Lorena.
talk one at a time. And when he
Yeah.
finishes, then we can give you time for you to
One
talk.
thing you can.
Keep
So
talking,
not to take all the time. Let me just conclude conclusively and just done with it. So I just try to let you know in one word that now, regardless of position, regardless of this, when it comes to Nima, Koga is that most powerful voice in Nima. Let me let you know. We have Moses Blah was vice president of Liberia, but he was not the higher voice in Nima. India Dogodie was he was the vice president of Liberia. He was not the higher voice in Nima. Prince Johnson was the highest voice in Nima. So if tradition should be close with justice, his reincarnation, his embodiment, his pictorial person should be seen as that same higher voice in Senator Koga. Any attempt to circumvent, any attempt to deviate, any attempt to undermine his integrity or to disrespect him will be met with the biggest resistance ever in my history. Let us respect Koga, or else the gods of tradition or justice will speak against whosoever they respect him and submit.
Can I get 30 seconds to talk to correct my
Okay,
brother?
10 seconds too. Okay, man, 10 seconds too.
We'll
Yeah.
definitely come to
I
you,
mean,
Mama
Chris,
Lorena.
I was speaking to Junior,
You
not to
have
you,
your
Chris.
time.
We will
Yeah,
definitely
that's
come
what
to
I
you,
told the
Mama
show.
Lorena. So just bear with us. Let's
Chris,
finish
I was
the
not
rest of the
speaking to
part.
you.
Please,
I don't know how I
please
want
bear
to
with
spin
us.
it because they didn't say we'll call Senator Coca. I don't know how I want to spin it. And I don't care
Mama
whether
Lorena,
you hate
Now,
somebody
if you didn't make
because you
your
feel they're not
point,
on
you
your
can make your
side.
point, your closing
You just go
statement.
to bed with
Yeah.
people heart every day. Because
you
I
will
said
come
something
in
here that
there.
everybody was but I said we'll call Senator Coca. Why would we be the one to call Senator Coca? I didn't say so. I didn't
Thank
say
you.
so. So don't
Mark,
spin things around. I said we're going
Mark,
to meeting on Tuesday or Wednesday. I said the VP call the family, which include former DEA boss, Senator Koga, the Oma, the siblings of Senator Johnson, and the children. That's what I said. And I said, but he stayed away.
thank you.
But we said thing,
I don't
we
give
will
you
go
a
to him.
call when I
We'll go
forgot point
to
for
him.
the
And
meeting.
Anthony Sowell
Thank you.
is the head of the Johnson family, not Senator Koga. I also
Senator
want to
Koga
make
is
that correction.
So why you did consult Koga before you even came to this agreement, having meeting in Sunny and all that thing?
And Shega, like I said, this program was announced last year. That's what I said. I don't know whether you follow the whole barrel of Senator Johnson or you are in your CDC
I
mood, so
follow
you didn't
everything.
think you needed to.
It's not
Okay,
a
but then
I
you
CDC.
should
follow
have told
everything. I
her
was
it
even
was
on the
announced
funeral.
last year.
I
Yeah, let
was
me
even
answer
on
you
the
now. It was
funeral
announced last year that
when
every
Nelson Waddle
November
said
28th.
Prince Johnson died from frustration. I was on the funeral when Nelson
What
Waddle said Prince Johnson died
I'm
from
not talking
frustration.
about diagnosis. I'm not talking about your diagnosis. I said if you followed, then you would have known that it was announced that every November 28th,
No,
this was
I am
going to
only
happen.
bringing some of the instances
That's
in
what
that
I'm
you know that
saying.
I follow.
Yeah, I don't care what you feel
Yeah,
like.
hold on now.
The
Yeah, hold
fact
on
that
now.
you don't look
Senator
at it
Koga should
as
be the one to
celebrating
communicate
somebody's
the
life,
family.
but when you
Not
be
DVP.
political because you feel the VP is not on your side, I don't care
Sir,
about how you feel in your feelings.
No.
I am
I
telling you
don't
that
discuss politics.
nobody
Sir,
That
disrespect
is
Senator
Nima
Koga.
tradition.
Senator Koga is my
No.
nephew,
Koga should be
and
the
Chris is
arrowhead of
not
what is
transferable.
happening.
Not because Prince Johnson, everybody stood still and me when he
I
yelled,
think
people
Mr.
stand still.
Moderator, for
You're
30
the one
seconds is more
talking to
than
my
it. She's going
nephew.
to 5 minutes.
Chris
30
is not
seconds is
Gio,
finished.
transferable. So I want
Gio,
you
we
to know
have
we
a
did not
talk.
Lorena is
disrespect him.
thank you, Mama
We
Lorena.
want
Thank you,
to
Mama
go to
Lorena.
dominating
you
the
Thank you.
as a
show,
commit.
which is not right.
Gio, we have a talk.
Thank you.
We don't give me
Lorena,
time
you are
to.
dominating the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Shadrach. Thank you, Mama Lorena. Let's hear you, Mark Leon. We're gonna allot time to this. I beg you guys. Mark, let's hear you, Chief.
Thank you. Gentlemen, I want to say a very big thank you to all of you for being there while we are away. Thank you to the CEO.
I noticed
I think
that Mark Bloom and Lorena are friendly today.
our voices are being heard based on the innovation of our CEO and how we feel we can reach out to other radio stations. I'm receiving a couple of calls from people nowadays. Why we're not hearing you? Why we're not hearing you? I say, if you see me writing lovely, picking at me, I'm in lovely. By the time I start to residency picking at me, I'm on the street. Yeah, I'm moving. So it can be a little bit difficult after work to come and be on the show. But like we said, the tradition says, "Wa good bien on ta on bien, wa get bien on me we get." The memorial ceremony of Senator Johnson is about all Nimbains. That's why our political leader had to go through. He was the one who we talk about what the caucus, each member of the caucus will be able to contribute to the process. I don't think this is about confusion. I don't think this is about hauling and pulling. Onokoga is not certified. The elders need to go and talk to Onokoga so that he can be certified for everyone to join hands to do that. He got it right. Like he explained that they as family members, they will be the one to decide when their father memorial feast will be here and when the time is there, they're going to invite people. Yes. But it also says that Senator Johnson is a state body. Everything that was done for Senator Johnson was done on a state level. And we promise the people of your government that we're going to have the memorial feast in your government. They should give us the chance so that we can have the burial ceremony be done in Ganto. Based on that, we all concluded that the burial should be done in Ganto. And Liberians turned out, the world turned out to contribute their quota to give Senator Johnson a befitting burial. If we will have someone being buried that is yet to come. And we all stood our ground. We were now about opposition business. That's why you saw former President we are all coming in. They all came and attended the program. This is about death issue. It's not time to play politics. The election is still far. We all just doing our work so that we can buy the favor from the people to see who is the best president. The ruling establishment is working. The opposition's communities are all working, making sure that the people find the best out of who be the best. So if Onokoga is not happy with issue, it can be on the burial, or the memorial ceremony of the Ome. Every one of us at the Ome may that through his innovation and through his mentorship, we all been spotted today by peers and other knowledgeable people. I think it's about time that we do that. And I know the issue of Senator Johnson, November 28th, going to always come whenever we approach in November. And if someone is not happy with the situation today, it's better that all of us find reason to talk to the president. Because we can't be having such a program that is going worldwide. People will be celebrating this day in Australia, in Canada, in America, and other places. And then we can't say that in Nimba County again to be hauling and pulling. It's not about political issue. The lawmakers that are putting their money together, not every one of them in one party. Somebody from different political background. And they putting their money together so that they can complement the effort of the vice president. Because Senator Johnson helped all of us in this county. Apart from standing by Nimba, he also brought young people on board to know about government. He also helped to bring good things. If we boasting of the quota today from Ganto to Logwatu, we also boast of Senator Johnson because he gave a support to WIA, and that's why I brought that in. And today, every good thing that is coming to Nimba from this government, it was also something that Senator Johnson also contributed to. The current president did not campaign in Nimba, but it was Senator Johnson who campaigned along with the vice president in Nimba. And he was the last to speak every time in the campaign programs. So we all should hear him while he's away. Not only because he was alive, and we hear him. But when there are issues, we should all find an amicable solution to that. Because those who want to spend their money to have 40 to 46 cows being bought, you calculate a heavy money, the beg or rest. Those who also come from different because the cows going to be distributed at the various headquarters of the chiefdoms. So people within the chiefdom want to pay their way from towns and villages to go at that center. So you can also be having that, then Spoon carrying different thing, OKFN carrying different thing, R2 TV carrying the Nima TV carrying different one, GR TV they carry different messages. They're not going to help us. It will all more be that we're not organizing the country. So we feel we can do that best on the shoulder of all of us who trying to put hands together to have the befitting memorial of Senator Johnson. We should also come together to see how we can listen to the argue of people to bring things under control. But as we can say to you, Shadrach, our tradition says after burial, you will discuss anything afterward. So if on birthday, on Nyatwaye, Tawangwe, Flomo, Wikia, all of those people come together and take the lead by contributing to the process. It means Nima come together to also do that. So when Okoga that the coup is on a farm that people are coming to complement the effort, should not be the one to stand in the vanguard of destroying what people are planning. So I think it's necessary that all of us find a best solution for that. That's what I can say.
Thank you, Mike. Mike, I want to ask something. I want to ask something that, so again, since you and since Lorena on the committee, the platform is formally extending invitation to you guys to come on here to discuss some of the issues pertaining to this.
So why be the committee and not been for me there in totality? There were heads for committee, and the very committee will also have up to 15, 16 members, and from different backgrounds. People will come from the media background, people will come from the Muslim background, people will come from the Christian background, people will come from the traditional background, and they will be part of every committee. So even we are all paying quota. Our very platform, our field officers will also be going there to cover the stories as our contribution for the platform. Those are the people in the diaspora. The crazy will also be doing that in America. Look, we don't stay here for one person to take the blessing that Senator Johnson left here. Everybody fighting for that blessing. It will hard. Senator Johnson had hard time to even be sick and die. Every time we go to the hospital, we say, "Papa, can lay your hand on, your hair on our tire for the period of time that we spend. We are going to visit sick person." Because everybody buying a blessing. If you sit there and people take onto Prince Johnson memorial ceremony, tomorrow other people will use it against you in campaign to say you hate Prince Johnson. We will all let Prince Johnson to the death. So all of you are part of the committee that will be formulated formally, and our platform should also be able to meet as executive of this platform for us to pay our quota, so that tomorrow people can mug out to say we stay away from Prince Johnson, we not let Prince Johnson. But anybody that bring confusion in the DME, you not let Prince Johnson. That the men will calculate. So we all got to be careful on what we say and what we do when it comes to the devil of human being.
Thank you.
The point is still fine. People who want to be vice president, people who want to be president, will still get 4 years. You see, everyone working. We still get 4 years. That 4 years, our presidential tenure.
Yeah, you finish your point. Thank you, Chief.
Yeah, so we will not say now for people to take the glory. They want to take that glory and we'll get our blessing and go away. We'll run our campaign tomorrow. We'll say all of us there, we'll bury Senator Johnson. We do everything. That time I get 800 hours with cow, right? So we'll also be part of it. Our political leaders are contributing too, so we also will go contribute. Okay. So no confusion between inside. The person who not get here this year, leave it with those who get.
Thank you. Thank you so
Go
much,
ahead.
Chris. I see you.
Milan.
Thank you. A few things when all the speakers were talking, that catalog a few things here. The first thing about the committee that still talk about the main report. So now we are disappointed on the committee that spared us in the Johnson Barrel. I'm not speaking on behalf of Unico, no. I'm speaking individuals so that who pay his money. That committee refused to make official report, even the very organization that make a contribution. How many times we have flagged the issue? That committee have failed to make report to people who pay that money. Committee, organization who say in their contribution. Now there are people who been told the some leaders around here. How long will it take the committee to send report to the people to email? Over 1 year now. So I will try for you when I was saved for almost 9 hours for the funeral of Senator Johnson. Who drove from the Iowa. How long will it take the committee to make up another report? The expenditure of that money is spent. I'm disappointed. Want to be real? Say that thing happen. We are safe. We are talking this team. We are talking that committee of Volkswagen them, the superintendent co-member them, and other people. How long will it take to save those organization who pay that money? Don't report. How long will it take them? They only say, oh, the main report is some lot of Volkswagen, or who say they give it all the VB. Up to this time, organization that pay that money, so they pay 10,000, so they pay 15,000. They haven't laid on our report. You don't know how the money was spent. It's all about David spent it in the funeral in Uganda. But David spent on that funeral. They took money for that. I'm disappointed in that committee. That's what you're talking about. You pay that money. And they took money for either for the county court of the news. According to even we receive 400,000. How long will tell them the report for the public know report that security? That's so much. So this was a problem man, was a political man. How will you do the funeral report as Zob issue? That people get it. I think it's wrong. How can you sell who pay that money to receive the kind of that expenditure, the money that we pay to know because they pay that money. A lot of people get a report, the TV get it, votes don't get a lot of people, community people get it, they do not secret. And people are telling the other people pay that money in America here to the leaders there about you saw the leaders about I think it's wrong. They can report to the community people the organization. They can report that look at it. Is a commercial somewhere that's scared to bring it out? Or they there's some commercial somewhere that they're scared to bring it to the public? How do we assume it? Well, again, we'll leave it right there because of that Liberia. I will leave it right there. And for Senakuga, we need to be real. People are doing this for political gain. Senakuga, I mean, they respected for the VP down. And I'm going to sugarcoat it. If any information I don't do is in the Johnson Barrel, the spokesperson for the family of Senakuga, you should be able to communicate to the public. The spokesperson for the family of Senakuga. Anything that has to do with Senator Johnson funeral or pass over fees, the communication should come from direct from the family for Senakuga to the public. You still respect the man? You don't consult the man in the process? They want the man to be happy? They will just support because the VP will support the VP. Because doing it, we just support with scale talking. What kind of country we live in? What kind of society that will mourn for young people tomorrow? The tradition. I'm a traditional son. For one of the greatest traditional men that live in Nima. Gogo. I am the dancer. Tradition. Who knows spear and funeral? That's the reality. Who fools it? Who fools the VP? What's going on? Politics taking over here or what? The people that district, district 4, district 5, up there. The tradition. Senakuga should be the one to spearhead communication for the family, even to the Nima Koko, Nima citizens, elders. Don't do Senakuga. They're not committing responsibility. No, Junior, come in. All of what talk. Let me say that to you too much. Let me say, Junior, let me talk.
I beg you gotta keep some. You gotta keep some. Dude. We need to go.
Let me complete. Let me just get 10 seconds. So, let me say this. Senator Kuga, the tradition as Senator Johnson Bennett will put to the probably John OA. That's an oath. You betray that oath, tradition will go after you. Our ancestors go after you. Still free as a man. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Veteran Matheson M. Davis, take us home, Chief.
Honorable veteran Matheson.
I want to say thank you to everyone involved with the feast of our late senator. I think it is part of our tradition as people of Nema County. When we lost our loved ones, it's not only concluded by repast as the civilized people would do. And don't get me wrong, I don't intend to place a dark cloud over Nema people are not being civilized. But in terms of tradition, there will always be a feast. So when you talk about Senator Johnson, you're talking about a life that was well lived. You know, an elderly statesman of our county who has fallen. I think it's only befitting that we have a feast. My only caution would be to our leaders. This should be a defining moment for us. Come together, work together as a team. Let's look at some of the issues that tend to divide us and come together, sit down, facing each other as brother and sister and talk it. During Senator Johnson's funeral, Senator Twain made his remark, and that remark will go down in history and it will go a long way with those of us who are conscious of Nema's unity. He gave a caveat to the rest of Liberia. If you think the death of our fallen father means Nema is divided and you use Nema as a fishing ground, go and think again. So I think this should be the go and think again moment, because during this going election, you listen to people that Siri Allen, they made some denigrating revelation about Nema. That when you want to win in Nema, just keep the people divided. Give a man job and the Gil man will react. Or take the Gil man and the man will react. We've gone a long way doing that. And I think part of the reason that has taken us a long way is we are not that open enough, we are not that brave enough to look at each other and say the truth in the faces of one another, and to use it as a model that will guide our unity as people of Nema. And because of that, Nema has just only become a breeding ground for vote searchers. They only come to us in terms of elections and benefit from our population. And after election, to hell with us. To hell with us. It's reflected in every aspect of our governing system and governing processes. Policy decision, budgetary allotment, inclusion into national decision-making process. We have just become, as my big brother, Representative Tingman, now Minister Tingman, would say, we have just become a political come-along, which is wrong
for the kind of population we have. I respect Antoine when he gave that caution. I will respect him today. I will respect him tomorrow. I will respect him forever. Because he made the rest of Liberia to know the value we have and the value we hold as Nigerians. That's why when I see people becoming petty, when I see people, want to play that role, it gets to me because it only keeps us apart. And it's to the benefit of other people. If you look at your brother and tell them the fair truth, you are blended as haters. He's not in our land. He doesn't support us. And that blending will become the cornerstone of our division. And then we'll be at each other's throat. Why the people with the real thing sitting and watching? After we fought each other, destroy each other, then we sit now to cry for positions. If you look at it, just ended 2023 election. Without Nimba, there's no Bwaka. Blend, period. But today, who are those enjoying the meat of the struggle, of our efforts, of our fight? Are the people who are divided across different lands. While they were butchering each other, we were putting ourselves together and giving them everything. But LRA, LOFA, Ministry of Finance, LOFA, Internal Affairs, LOFA, the Army Chief of Staff, LOFA, I mean, you can't
Ministry of Health. Ministry of Health.
You can't, yeah, Ministry of Health. You can't just name it. Central Bank, LOFA. So you go to LTA, LOFA. Those are the meats of the government. The meat. But when it comes to NIMA, okay, we take a pay, we bring a team up. And it's very intentional. Very intentional. But should we say it? Then we become a hater of the vice president and we'll be labeled as that, which is wrong. No one loves the vice president more than anyone. He's the vice president of the Republic of Liberia. I'm a Liberian too. I have a stake. And besides that, you come from my party. And I supported him. I played along him. Stood by him. So I think it is incumbent upon me to tell him the truth so that he used the truth as that shield to propel his leadership readiness and decision. So we're not looking at vice presidency that's somehow nominal. Nima is well prepared. Nima can aspire to the top. But the way we play it has become the factor that is dividing and destroying us. And I think we should get past that. So I want to say, hats up to the vice president for, coming up to have a feast for our fallen hero. Particularly some of us from Kwetu, we have a special history with Senator Johnson during his revolution. Our meager houses were being destroyed, burned down by Nima's haters. But he stood in the gap and rescued our community. The empty shells of ammunition in the Moa, that war tank was in Kwetu as a revelation or a testament to what I'm saying.
For the entire Pedro or in entire Pedro or in that. For the
Indicted for what?
For the Wabranco now.
Okay, carry me there. Say you now lawyer. I will go to represent the people of Kwetu. So I mean, we have that history with him, and I think it's good. It's good. I wish if my schedule would have given me the opportunity, I would have been in Liberia, making sure that we give him that one good farewell.
Roger Doma represent you.
Oh yeah, that's good. Roger was my representative.
I go bring my team on there. We are men.
Roger is representative, former representative. So representing me, he has represented me before. So that's something quite laudable. I will appreciate that. So let's put our differences aside. I know a lot of us want audit, we want funeral reports, but traditionally we collected the money to bury our hero. Our hero was given a befitting burial. The whole of Liberia can reference that. Even though a white nation combined burial did not reach him. And that's what Nimba is noted for. And that's the pride some of us have. And that's why some of us, wherever we are, we raise our heads above our shoulders and tell people, yes, I'm a Nimbayan. Because I get a heck about anybody. Nima lives in me. Nima runs in me. Nima is me. So I'm a Nimbayan. Don't have to apologize to anyone for it. Because even if you go to Nima versus the rest of Liberia, you'll still be proud that, yes, I'm a Nima man. So Lorena and her team, I will say thank you. You don't have to relent. Go all out. Reach out to all of us. Whatever nickels and dimes we have that will augment the strength and hands of the vice president to giving our senator the final farewell, we will all be willing to do it. Let Liberia get to know. Because if the VP said 50 cows, but I would love to make it 150. So Liberia can know that indeed, when there was this popular call cautioning people to leave from Nima or else they wouldn't be seen again, there was somebody who stood up and said, to hell with you, Nimbayans, we're always seen. And here we are today on BKS. We are visible, we are known, we are seen. That was the cause. That was what he stood for. So let's forget about all our book people team and rally together, stand together, make sure that even in the dead, let them respect the old man where he is. And those of you from York, he was to Nima as he is mostly to those of you from York. You have to console your wife. You have to console your children. You have to bring them together. You have to bring them together and alarm them. That is not the responsibility of the vice president.
That's what they don't know. That's what they don't know, my brother.
We look up to the vice president to make sure that the befitting farewell is given to our fallen hero. And that he must do without any precondition. We're not begging him. That's the pride he carries as a son of Nima. So he must live it. So he must live it.
Thank you.
For the Nyo people.
Let me feel the Nyo people, John.
The Nyo people. Talk to your children. Talk to your wife. Bring them together. Solve the problem that is in the house. They are your children. The widow is your wife. Nima will comfort her, but you will comfort her more. It's so disgusting, disgraceful, and unbelievable to have Senator Johnson of all persons, his wife and children in court. Why you guys are here?
And talking about report, at least Lorena worked and money was available. We buried the man. The meat of the issue is how to bring the family together so that we all can march alongside them to give our old man the farewell.
Thank you, Mama.
I want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you to the VP. Thank you to the members who are on the Get Ready Go committee. Make sure that what we want is provided, and our senator is giving the befitting farewell that even in the dead, those will get to know that he once lived and he was from Nimba. Thank you.
Thank you, Junior. Before you go there, I want to correct a quick point here made by the vet. We, the Nyo people, we are not complaining. We are not asking anyone about settling our house, putting our house in order. The only thing we're asking for
DK
is
asked a question: who you are doing the farewell for when the children and the wife in court? So I was addressing that.
okay. So I just want to make that clear. So what we are asking for is the respect. When your father died, the son is clothed with the responsibility to bury that father. You can't have someone from outside, regardless of whatever relationship they have, to take that initiative. So that's all we're asking for. And I know it's going to happen, but the right protocol, the correct procedure, both traditionally and from our modern standpoint, has to be put in place. So that's all we're asking for. And the traditional son, the person that replaced PYJ, is Gongman, right? Samuel Gongman, Koga. He has to be put forth. He has to be ahead of this, and he has to be in the know. Again, he told me he's not aware of this. That's my point I'm making. But again, we are looking forward to the committee. We'll all work together. I really hope that they come on here for us to have some information about that. This is also, a national platform, a NEMA platform, but it's widely listened to across Booyah. You can't have this feast without Booyah, your involvement 100%. So that's my take. And I just wanted to make that clear. But great show, though. We've had a great show. Tomorrow we're gonna have Dr. Jeremiah Wapo, the political leader of Vote. I will reach out to Honorable Yonkwe to see if we can reschedule him for Monday. Because as you all know, the show was going really well. We still have our followers who came on here and they're still around here because they thought he was going to come back. And unfortunately, Pape is having some issues with his internet. So I'll reach out to him tomorrow to see if we can, bring him back on Monday, because we already have our schedule, set up for tomorrow. So we'll be hosting Dr. Wapo tomorrow. He's from Booyah too, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna chip into all this discussion. And then we'll try to host Mr. Yonkwe on.
5,000 for the whole election.
Thank you so much.
Why the micromen are talking in darkness?
That how I just decided to treat us, but I trying to buy transformer for lovely. I buying transformer for lovely so that
you waste time. You in the darkness talking. You waste time.
But Pedro said that we managing our administration to lay quota in our administration to lay quota. Pedro does not have a current.
You did not carry quota in Pedro that Baga and Kun. That Baga and Kun to quota to Pedro. We will not give you that undue and unsolicited recognition. You don't deserve it.
See one lazy debate again when I was telling you the quota running campaign. When I was telling you the quota, 2023 running campaign. See one lazy debate again.
2021, I was in Pedro running campaign myself. 2023 quota or not in Pedro.
Quota or in Pedro, clear.
No, man. Ask again. Go back, do your research.
Who are asking? You know what I'm rapping again about? Who said that rap is you?
The quota was made possible by VP Kun and President Joseph Human Boaka. They own our appreciation. Now you are paying for government.
The war is aware.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Veteran Mafasin. And let me say thank you to Shadrach. Thank you to Chris. Thank you to Madam Lorena. You guys are doing a really, really great job, and I must appreciate all of you.
So John, before you go, let all of us talk to our leaders.
Man,
We can't have broken roads all year, no road to go Yahweh Mason. From Saturday to Yahweh Mason, no road. Then the burial, or the memorial ceremony of Senator Johnson should be something that people will be holding and pulling. I don't think it's good for our country.
Thank you.
Everybody you see now.
Mike, you close to power. You were CMC. You know the VP. Y'all thought I want Biancos though. We ought to preach that one today.
They men want contesting district 5.
But join the show.
Sign your accusation without one year.
Join the show.
Thank you, Mike. Again, it has been a wonderful show. I will put on the previous committee we're now one with that due to public outcry, the report should be released. And secondly, this thing about Senator Johnson is everybody's business. But one way or the other, you cannot have someone feast when the house is divided. I think that's some of the point other people will be preaching. That's it there. One may say you calling the children together, but you see nowadays, especially in Liberia, politics is playing with everything. Politics is playing with everything. Grace Seli, let's say he's the head of a family, and Junior is related to that family as an extended person to the family. Grace doesn't have money. The family is having an issue. And do you think the family will listen to Grace or Grace to resolve that issue? No, because Grace is broke. But when Junior have the money, he goes there, he speak, everything will calm down. Money speak, everybody listen. The vice president get the money. Koga doesn't have the money, according to him. So when he go there, some other thing he want to discuss, the children will not give him the ear. Therefore, the vice president himself need to step in. But if you leaving that part on Koga, you say, this is family matter, Koga, you got to settle it. And you saying that the burial, your son, you want to celebrate, then I'm not seeing the linking in those two things. You let's say distancing yourself from settling a family dispute, but then you're bringing yourself to have the feast of the family head. Now, make this to make sense for me. It's bad. I want to see Nima celebrating, but we don't want to see the celebration. After the celebration tomorrow, you see the family going back on media to start castigating each other. That would be my problem. We can wine and dine together here today as if everything is okay. Then tomorrow we start going to court. So what was the reason of us going yesterday to wine and dine together? That's my only problem, and that's the only issue that I had. But when everything is settled, where we see the feast can be celebrated anytime. It's not necessarily November. Try to settle the family first. That's the most important thing. You think Senator Johnson will be happy seeing people eating cow on his feast when he said you're not having a rest? No, he won't. The school, the men get the school is helter scatter right now.
It closed.
It closed. They weapon the children, they eat cold. Then you go celebrate feast with 40 cows and everybody eat.
Political feast. Political feast. Political feast. Political feast.
It's difficult to talk, man. It's difficult to talk. Really difficult to talk. I don't know how to say this, but again, those of you listening to us, it's hard time. The government is hard time that they roll from second PR band to go to Mutuo. We need quota on it. My person here talking about road. We need a road. So Shadrach, you guys need to carry machine. I bet you, if you carry machine on that road, you start laying quota as CDC government. You got my support, Shadrach. You got the entire Booyah, the entire Zoge, you got our support. Trust me.
Wow.
I'm sorry, y'all got a road to downplay.
But where's still Lorena now? Where is still Lorena?
So we give each person at least 30 seconds to do us your parting comment. Then we call it a day for today. Let's start with you, CEO. After you go to Shadrach. Shout out to Veteran Mafasin, to Mana Lorena, and then Grace.
Yeah, I just want to say a big shout out to our followers. I don't know what time is it in Liberia now. They have been here. They always follow us. I want to say thank you to all of them. You continue following our page. We are growing. We are where we are today because of people like you. We want to say thank you so much for being a loyal and committed follower of BKS. Thanks to all our panelists for all the sacrifices they keep making. My brother Shadra is now on board officially, and he told me he's going to be one of the representatives at the groundbreaking ceremony on November 15th.
15.
Yeah, and Sid Lorena also, she and myself talk behind closed door. But yeah, I'm just excited. I think it's a new time in our history. We're going to make history. We started this in Buyao, District 5 in 2019 is when we started going full force, and now here we are. So I want to say thanks to everybody, and we look forward to having more.
Thank you so much, CEO. Shadrach, let's hear you, Chief. Your 30 seconds.
Okay, so
it's a Shakespeare of our platform.
Yeah, so my closing would really like to be, I really like to dedicate my closing to Sis Lorena. Some time ago, the Bishop Kenneth Hagin was traveling to Africa. So somewhere along the air, there was turbulence. So the air hostesses came and asked everybody to fasten their seatbelt. But there was this old guy sitting at the rear. And he told the air hostess that there is no way I can fasten my seatbelt. And the air hostess said, "Wow." He said, "Do you know that guy that is sitting at the front? That's Bishop Reverend Kenneth Hagin. There is no way God can allow that man to remain on this plane." And this plane cracked. Just because of that word, God honored the word of that beggar that based his faith in God on Kenneth Hagin, and there was calm restored to the plane. I say this to let Lorena to know that the Honorable Jeremiah Kun is our Kenneth Hagin. Our plane, which is Nima, cannot crash when he is on this plane. Every one of us should not be seen blowing whistle behind him. Some of us must be seen to put him right. It doesn't mean we hate him. If there is anybody now that Nima depends on, that this plane will not crash, that person will not be more than Jeremiah Kun, His Excellency. But like Brother Marvin said, let us say the truth and build a good Nima. Man of man say blood is thick on the water. Jeremiah Kun is my blood. We offer Nima. But when the writing is done, we will all be set in the rightful trajectory to carry Nima tomorrow. But we should not be doing the earth, we should not be erring, we should not be doing the wrong because we want to purport somebody, because we want to praise somebody. So once again, thank you to you all, and I hope Nima will prevail over all.
Thank you so much. I love the last statement. I hope Nima will prevail over all. That's great. Now, Brother Mavasin Abeki, let's hold you there. Let's go to Madam Lorena, and after Lorena, we come to you, and then Grace. Let's hear you, ma'am.
Thank you, Chion, and thank you to all the panelists. The show was a good show, and I know it would have been even more better than this if the tough talking, the working dictionary was here on the show for to spend 2 to 3 hours on the show. But then I don't know, maybe you think people that have an internet problem, I don't know. So but we hope Monday will be okay. And so I will start by saying that, like I said, and thank you for dedicating your time to me. On me, I hope you can read a book and
You might have a sister.
I always told people Do not ever argue with a living sedition, and I stand by that because they will just get it. So I'm not going to respond to you. Trust me, my harvest brother. But I want to say the issue of report, Honorable Mafatin, they're bringing to my attention. When we made a report, we sent it to the VP, to phone and other people. The statement that they made, especially from was that they said because Senator Johnson is a politician and you all want to give report. They said it was against our tradition as Nimbayan. That they gave about the report. That's so he just brought it to my mind. Why when he was saying I just wrote it down. That's what exact what he said. And then number two, Chris, when those things were being said, we felt that it was the diaspora people. Most of you went to the state when you were 8 years old. Your people had lost essence of the tradition. We decided that we talked to how you call him, President G, to give a report. And this meeting was organized. On that meeting, it was the superintendent, it was me, I think it was 5 on that UNICO report. We listened, President G talk. We spent like 1 hour, 30 minutes on the meeting. Then when we were given the floor to talk, since the superintendent was the highest among us, so the first person, I don't know who it was, but the person from the UNICO board came out and would not speak because there was some, I think, internal thing going on between UNICO people, I know the board and the executive, something, and I mean, we felt very ashamed, we felt embarrassed, especially though I was with them, no matter what, she's a young person, but we still felt that otherwise, but so she said, okay, it's okay, whenever you're ready, you'll call upon us. As President G, he will tell you that as George Floyd were on our line, and we left. When we left, after that meeting, I called George, I said, I don't think this was fair. So that was it. You can ask and they will tell you it. But I want to say in this manner that the issue of this memorial fees is for every Nimbayan. The Minister of Post and Telecommunication, did you know that? I didn't know you were from Nima. Last week, he said, people don't reach out to him for Nima activity, but he had contributed as a son of Nima, and he dare anybody living out of this activity. So like Mark was saying, he trying to get a share of the blessing. They say he from Bound, one Camara or Chroma. I didn't know until last week. So I want to say that we should take all our political affiliation and see it as we're going to celebrate the life of somebody who directly or indirectly impacted us as person or an Nimbayan. And that's because, it is because of that I would say we will still reach out to Senator Koga, and I didn't say we're reaching out to him by phone. We're going to a meeting on Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on your availability tomorrow, because and phone is calling to make a schedule tomorrow. I want all also put aside, like I said before, everything and that is happening that people got against each other should pack it. We go there most often in Nima. Those are the kind of occasion people can settle differences, because on Friday the 27th will be like the reflection feast, the reflection night, where people will sit down and will be watching some of his preaching, some of his political statement he used to make on the radio, and then we'll have a quiet time. So those are some of the things. That would be the time for those kind of things to settle, and the different lawmaker will be there. So I think, and November 28th is still far.
You will promise 5,000 to hire a lawyer. All I want to listen to.
November 28th is not tomorrow, it's not the after tomorrow. Shedra, that's the same thing I'm saying. We still playing politics out of this memorial feast. So if we can just put that way, the whole UP, CDC, CMT, and KOK, PAP, and just use that time just for PYJ, remember him for what he did for us as a country, as a people. Then after on the 29th, everybody can start defending their own position. That will be fun. But I want to use the time to also extend our invitation to all of you here, especially the platform, to cover maybe on having a meeting on Saturday or Sunday. We can be there. Today there was CRBC, there were media.
Let me hold you there for a second. We sent our representative today, and he was told that there was nothing being held. It was a closed door interview, and they refused to pick him. They never allowed him to enter.
But maybe you should have called me. I'm going to let you know.
Yeah, so that's why. So we want
Maybe
to
they
do
were
it.
also thinking, I don't know, maybe were also thinking on the, because we pay the 2 meter houses that were there today. I pay the money. So maybe they were thinking on that. But if you are just call me, I'm going to make sure you come in. But I will get back to you. If the schedule is made for Saturday or Sunday, I will let you know a day or two so that somebody can come. This is a Booyah thing. It's for Nima, but it's mostly for Booyah.
Oh yeah,
So I
we
think
said, I sent my rep there today. The little boy went
yeah,
there
so
and they never allow him in.
okay, so I'm making all of you, Chris and Shadrach. This is for our father, our grandfather, our uncle, our everything. It's not a political thing. So, sometimes I'm kind of embarrassed. Some things that I will say to the VP, I will not say it yet. Something that I will say to Coca, I will not say it because I will lost that privilege or saying to them, I want you, I might lost it. But I don't play blind on things that I know is right or wrong. But I want you to know that we are working and making sure that the team will be a celebration of PYJ and nobody will be discussing 2029 vice presidential, presidential, 4 years from now, we're discussing the life of somebody. So that what I want us, that what I will close with, that we should all take it as that. It's not politics, it's not about making somebody to be a godfather or arrowhead. It's about celebrating somebody who was already a fatherhead, somebody who made Nima not to be a desert land. It's about celebrating that person. Let's take it as it is. What other people honor it as we work beyond the scene. I don't want to say things here because it then me tomorrow you say, okay, when she come, we'll touch, she can go talk on radio. So
Thank you.
you like that leave it as it is as we work beyond close so for this thing to be as intended. Thank you. It was a good show.
You just make Kuka to be part of it, or you don't lean out.
Thank you.
I said we're going to you. I'm not wasting my time. You are listening, so I'm not talking to you. I forgot.
Lorena, that leader, man. That man, political leader, holding people's shoulder to come down the stairs.
Let your political leader and my political leader go on running competition. Let the two people go for marathon.
Even though he's 59, but he hanging on people's shoulder to come downstairs. You're lean.
So Mavazi will let you
Let hear your political leader go on marathon.
Mavazi will let you get 30 seconds and then DK.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone. As always, it's been a great show. The commitment from everyone, and all joke aside, our lone female, no matter the push and turn, she always here, making her presence felt, and also making the case for women. I think I give it to her. Keep coming. Even though you and myself on the same side, but every day we'll not be friendly. I will hate and just hate. But the fact remains, I will always support Vice President Kuhn and the Unity Party. You conduct the same election 200 times. We will sit in the same car and share ideas on messaging the same way 200 times. So, and to the CEO, thank you. The new extension project in Ganta is laudable. I think we have to do it for our people. The onus is on us. The one thing I used to say when I was in county administration, I will always appreciate people whose contribution has given the greatness Nima has. People that Floor, people like Ferris Depa, people like you, and all other business people, community servants, people who in their own little ways are on a daily basis making contribution to the greatness of Nima, because some of the accolades comes to the leaders, but in actuality, the accolades belong to the people.
such category you are placed in, CEO. I think Booyah was part of the darkest community in terms of communication network and communication representation, but you braved the storm against all odds and you took radio station to do tour. It has helped all of us in a way and continue to help us, especially when it comes to information dissemination. And you didn't stop there. We now have the television component, and then we're having a physical presence in Ganta, or we are about to. I think it's good. It's a laudable move that we all welcome it, and we all should reach out to the broader Nima community to see this move at their own, to embrace it, to support it, to stand by it, and to make it work. We want to say thank you to our supporters, our followers. We just started, and to start anything for that matter is difficult. When we started, I know people doubted, our starting. As humble as it was, here we are today with more than 6,000, 8,000 followers. Now, nothing more we can say thank you to our people for that commitment to continue to follow us. Even with our flaws and errors and everything, they're still there in our corners and giving all the support. And the only assurance I can give is with time, we will keep getting better, better, and better. And our moderator, I want to say you're doing a great job. Keep it up. Keep guiding our discussion. Keep getting us together. I think we all owe it to our community, one way or the other, to contribute our quota. Whatever way it is, we are making contribution. And that contribution is anchored on your coordination. It has been good. I want to say thank you to all the ground people. Mike Blumen, even though he's in darkness, in low place, but like I've always told him, he's a very good young man, very friendly, very respectful. Even when he was in position, he did not use his position to disrespect people he's supposed to respect. And after position, he still have that relationship in the community. I think position, like JP would say, is nothing much more than a borrowed coat. So when people are in it and they are not mindful of the coat they carry, then they get disappointed in the end, they get disgraced in the end, and the rest that they say is history. So DK, CEO, Chris, Gion, Lorena, every member, Shadrach, now we want to say welcome. Even though you come from the political background that we all know, but I think beyond it is Nima, and so I must.
Canada having network.
I must say,
for what now?
Yeah,
What you know for?
Second biggest political party in Liberia. That what
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
But I must say, your closing statement was very touching, especially when you reference that narrative, that Higgins narrative. For sure, in the most recent time, the closest we have come to power, apart from the Black time, in the Degolier time, is Jerry. So he for sure remains our Higgins. If I should use your analysis. And that's why some of us will remain very bold to whatever extent, cautioning him to remain a Higgins and should not remain on board
and we experience a crack.
The big crack.
We have
Yeah.
long given it to other people. We tired standing online to vote for other people. People should vote for us too.
If you be a
And
team player,
it
if
starts
you be a
with
team
him.
player, a team player.
Yeah, it starts with him now. So I see Chris is becoming impatient, even though he's my tapeta brother. I don't care for his impatience. But I want to say thank you to you all. I see this as a privilege, as an opportunity. And whenever a piece of time is given me, I want to utilize it to its maximum best. Thank you all.
Yeah, oh, DK gone.
Thank you. Chris, take us home, Chief.
Let me say thank you, Gio. Let me say to my big brother, let's say Mavasi. I'm the nephew to the people of Petu. I'm just nephew, traditionally. My grandmother from Petu. So in
Mama,
Gio,
you my son. You my son. You my bear.
yeah. So my mother from the British family in Petu. My grandmother. Yeah. So there are few things. See, Lorena talked about. I was in 8 years working in America. I was a grown-up man that I was spearheaded political, institutions, student politics. I've very divided Liberia, even Nima student community. I serve as Policy City committee chairperson. So I was not 8 years old. And also per tradition, Lorena, I'm the son of one of the greatest traditional men to exist in the Nima. Bobo. I'm the grandson. So I understand what is tradition. We have a traditional background. So the issue that here is you talk about this whole program about the people of Booyah. I agree with Lorena, but the son of Booyah have been disrespected. Should we just close our mouth and say now look at it? No, we will not. That's why some of us we don't eat crab with Shinfe. We'll say how we see it. And let other people get bad feelings. By arresting the court to be the one to be consulted before even coming to you for the committing people. They're not a committee to go to Sinakoga. It's not a committee. There's the owner of VP to acquire Sinakoga. Right? Brother meet. Then they discuss behind closed before coming to the public. So having us in the court, they respect it. And we'll say, hey, you like it or not. The son of Booyah, they respect it. Booyah. They say, oh, we'll go meet in the synagogue. The committee will go there. No. If I'm synagogue, we should call the committee people. Even the meeting I should be able to preside on that meeting because the VP around to tell what to be done. So again, there are issues in the VP need to be careful. People that surrounding him, that give him some piece of advice, is not good. We need to say the truth. How was Senator Johnson, who for Booyah, who for the one traditional areas in Nima, fist a traditional man of Senakoga, who are more traditional than Vivi Kun. Fist, he not consulted. He not called for the family meeting, but the committee will go to him. I think it's not right. I think we need to say the truth to the public. And if we say it, a lot of people who will get a bad feeling, but against the Kuga, as I said, Papa, tradition is your ground. Nobody has Senator Johnson want the feel to be done, but Robert should be done by tradition. Become a traditional man. I don't want to go there tomorrow. The traditional people hold me responsible. So say we're happy as a traditional grandson of this time, what you said. That's what I'm saying today. So we're going to carry it tomorrow. Again, people are saying, if I end up with it today, I see your cattle there, your goat, I'm going to catch it. You have the tradition. That's my bad area. So you're taking CO and taking the GM. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm a parent. You are.
Thank you guys for being here tonight.
So we can create needles. Oh, created you are. This vision that you I will go I will waste my time. I didn't want to be marketing there. That I'll be talking about you for the one talking.
Thank you guys
so
for being
I forgot to say yeah. So I mean, so though you say you will talk to me about the groundbreaking, for me, I don't feel the be a big thing. If you didn't talk to me, maybe the announcement and the formation of BKS, I would say I one of the, maybe if you talk to 10%, I one of the 10 people that you talk to, the BKS,
The
even
very first one.
to acquire the place in bound, you consulted me. So everything you have ever done. So maybe you're just like overwhelmed. So for
Oversight.
me, I'm in for growth, I'm in for this thing.
So Lorena,
Because I will be back on the 14th. If I'm in like Moreover, for sure I will be at the program. So you don't have to,
Lorena,
yeah.
Lorena, the way I'm your lawyer now, how are you getting my pay now? Those kind of cases we're supposed to take it to court. And then you try to accept the apology or not.
You know, that certain lawyer don't go to Supreme Court to judge case. So I hold you not for lawyer. Because I won't go when they say your lawyer get free here. So who lawyer? Who they come to our lawyer can go to Supreme Court. So who are you in the whole thing? So which lawyer are you?
You know your mama.
Let me come and say the mediator or the conciliator in this case.
Still finding me
Anyways,
there.
it has been a great show. Tomorrow we're going to host Dr. Jeremiah Wapo. You will be our guest here tomorrow, and our discussion will also center around politics. As always, we are here to discuss politics. My only fear now is 2029, where I will have more than 2 persons contesting District 7, and I have to make a choice.
Please, I'll beg you.
So, yeah,
You know, the last time some of them they are post. I know they say who Florence, me, Marfacy, Roger, and somebody else. So